How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
And welcome back to Zollner Stadium on the north side of Fort Wayne, getting set for a Class 4A sectional championship game between the Leo Lions, 10-1 on the season, and the Bishop Dwenger Saints, also coming in with a 10-1 overall record. For Bishop Dwenger, they've been here and done that. They have 22 sectional titles in their history, looking for their 8th sectional championship in the last 10 years. Meanwhile, for the Leo Lions, they did win back-to-back back in 2010, 2011, but those two of just 3 overall sectional trophies out in the Leo trophy case. They also won a sectional title back in 1995. So as I am Brett Rump, joined by the Judge Phil Houck, and when we scout these two teams, Judge, I know you've done your prep work. If Leo is to win tonight, what do the Lions need to do?
Well, first of all, they're going to have to play a mistake-free ball game, and that's almost a cliche. I know that in big football games. But when you have two teams that match up similarly to what these two teams want to do, it may well come down to possessions. And they better take advantage of their possessions. And, I mean, that's what Leo really needs to do here tonight. Defensively, they've got to be able to control that offensive surge of that big offensive line that we know that Dwenger has that is so good, and allow their linebackers to operate. They have a great linebacker in Joe Lambright, who is one of the top linebackers in the whole state, who can really clean up a lot of things. But if if Bishop Dwenger's offensive line is able to break through that front line and just get some bodies on those linebackers, it could be a long day because Amon Clark is going to be able to run. So.
And it does get confusing because when you see the Bishop Dwenger color scheme, it is the Notre Dame combination with the dark navy jersey, white numbers, gold pants, gold helmets. And for the Leo Lions, they're in all white with purple letters, numbers, and the purple helmets. Now for Bishop Dwenger to win, and if they're able to succeed against Leo, what do you think the Saints are going to have to get done?
Well, offensively, I think they're looking to establish some balance, and that means they can't just be running the ball and allow Leo with a really good defense to stack the box and to just try and take Amon Clark out of the game. So that means that Pachelny's got to be able to throw the football, get it up the field to Norton and to Federspiel and to his other good receivers, and at least establish a decent passing game in this football game to go along with what we know has been a potent ability to run the football all season long.
If you look ahead, if the Leo Lions are successful tonight, they would be at home next week should Plymouth beat Northwood. If Northwood knocks off Plymouth, then the Leo Lions would go on the road to Napanee to take on Northwood. For Bishop Dwenger, it's on the road either way for the Saints. Should they win tonight, they'll either be heading out Highway 30 to Plymouth or heading down Highway 6 to get to Napanee to take on Northwood. The Leo Lions have just taken the field, and one thing, of course, the entire community of Leo has followed the Lions out here to Zollner Stadium, and the Bishop Dwenger crowd, which is a late-arriving crowd, traditionally, historically, they are filling in, but it's an awkward arrangement here at Zollner Stadium because the Concordia side, which you would consider the home side of the stadium, at least the way it was intended originally, is on the Anthony Boulevard side. That is where we are sitting. But the crowd in front of us is the Leo Lions crowd with the Bishop Dwenger faithful across the way.
Well, if you're associated with Bishop Dwenger, you understand how all that works perfectly. But it took me a couple of years to figure it out. There's no question about it. You know, these two teams have matched up before in a sectional championship. 2011, they played each other up in Leo, and I was at that football game. And I was so amazed and impressed by how that whole entire community circled the field, and thousands of fans were there, and they were loud, and they delivered a pretty good beating on Bishop Dwenger that night to end what had been a streak of victories in sectional championships for Bishop Dwenger back in 2011. So, and that may be about the only time these two teams have ever matched up.
It is. It's the only meeting previously. Leo won that one 35-14. Almost exactly 4 years ago to the day, November 4th, 2011. Meanwhile, the Leo Lions, coached by Jared Souter in his 10th year at Leo. The years have gone by quickly. Jared Souter with 87 wins, 26 losses, and what a job Ernie Bodrab has done as the interim head coach, taking over for Chris Schwarzkopf. Bodrab 10-1 in his first year coaching the Bishop Dwenger Saints. And if they do win out and win state, Ernie Bodrab will finish this season with a 500 record as a head coach overall in 5 years. He will have been 28-28. Right now, 24-28 coming into tonight. If you do look at the Sagarin ratings, Bishop Dwenger currently by the computers rated as the number 1 team in Class 4A, while Leo comes in number 8 in the class and number 50 overall. The teams are on the field. The clock is counting down. We're getting closer to kickoff. Class 4A, sectional championship football. The Leo Lions and the Bishop Dwenger Saints. The kickoff will come up next on ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380. Whether you're looking to build your first home, move into a bigger, nicer home, or downsize to a smaller home, Westport Homes has a perfect plan for you. 11 desirable communities to choose from in and around the Fort Wayne area. Affordability, reliability, and quality at the location where you want to live. You get it all. Experience the Westport Homes difference. Westport Homes. A lot more home for a lot less money.
And now, your Crumbach Chevrolet starting lineup. Silverado, the benchmark of full-size pickups. Stronger, smarter, and more capable than ever. Impala, delivering refinement and efficiency in a full-size sedan for 50 years. Crumbach helps you get the most out of every gallon with the groundbreaking Cruise Eco, delivering 42 miles per gallon. The starting lineup from Crumbach Chevrolet. 930 East in New Haven, celebrating 44 years of helping the Fort Wayne area find new roads. Online at CrumbachChevy.com.
For 16 years, Northeast Indiana finds the best deals on quality previously owned vehicles at Best Deal Auto Sales. Reliable vehicles offered at or below wholesale prices. The selection is great and the deals are even better at any of the Best Deal Auto Sales for Northeast Indiana locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. BestDealAutoSalesOnline.com. It's high school football presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
With our studio producer tonight, Bryce Vance, I am Brett Rump, along with the Judge Phil Haug, moments ahead of the Leo Lions and the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Leo did win the opening coin toss, and they've deferred to the second half. So the Bishop Dwenger Saints will get the football. Saints will move from the south end zone heading to the north. That will be into a light breeze, which the wind is dying as the night goes on. Meanwhile, for the Leo Lions, they'll get set to kick it off with their outstanding sophomore kicker, Ben Von Gunton, back deep to return for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. It's going to be, I believe, that's Zach Norton and Amon Clark who will split wide at about the 2-yard line.
And Brett, quite a bit of rain in the area last night. Stopped early this morning. For this time of the year, this football field looks to be really in pretty good shape.
No sign of the rain. The winds and the sunshine we got this afternoon dried the field out. So now it's going to be Ben Van Gunton to kick it off and get this one underway. Saints looking for their 23rd sectional title. Leo looking for their 4th. Here's the boot. And it is a high kick, a deep kick, 5 yards deep in the end zone. Clark will make the catch, but that's an automatic touchback, and the Saints will start 1st and 10 for their own 20-yard line. On comes the Saints offense, led by junior quarterback Blake Pachelny. In the backcourt, they'll have, or the backfield, as we get ready for basketball season. In the backfield, Amon Clark, the outstanding junior running back. Also the wideouts, Nick Fiacable, Zach Norton. Out wide, Ryan Berghoff, John Fetterspiel. And the Saints, of course, led by a 5-senior offensive line. That has been the catalyst for this offense. They're big, they are experienced, and they do a heck of a job up front for the Saints. Ball will be in the middle of the field, and it'll be Pachelny getting under center, I formation. They'll put a fullback in the backfield in front of Amon Clark. Long count, and the snap. Play action, Pachelny to throw, gonna go deep, got a man, diving at midfield, it's incomplete, just out of the reach of John Fetterspiel. It was man-to-man coverage working against the Lions, Stanton Henning. And the ball incomplete, just a foot or two out of the reach of John Fetterspiel. And the Saints come out and they try to catch Leo gambling, maybe overplaying that running game right off the start.
Well, and play action is going to be the du jour of the night, I think, for Bishop Dwenger when they pass the ball because of that offensive line and because of their tendency to run.
And now they spread it out and go 5 wide. They empty the backfield, shotgun for Pachelny. 2nd down and 10 from his own 20-yard line, and we're going to have a false start called against the Bishop Dwenger Saints. That'll be a 5-yard march off and put the Saints into a 2nd down and 15 with the ball back in their own 15-yard line. I didn't see who moved, but a 5-yard march off, and the Saints making things difficult.
Well, in big football games, you not only have to stay away from turnovers, but you also got to stay away from mistakes, and that kind of penalty is not a penalty of aggression. It's just a mistake.
So the Saints wearing their gold pants, gold helmets, the dark navy blue jerseys with white numbers, moving right to left as we look at the field here at Zollner Stadium. Pachelny again will empty the backfield. He'll put a wing to the right of the formation and trip receivers left. He'll roll left, looking left the whole way, throws, and it's almost picked off through it right in the gut of Lambright, and Lambright dropped it. And I'm not sure Pachelny was targeting Ryan Berghoff. I'm not sure what Pachelny saw, but he threw it right to Lambright, and a big break for the Saints that Lambright couldn't hold on.
Berghoff was open down about 20 yards up the field, but Lambright was sitting in front of him about 4 or 5 yards, and the ball was just flat out underthrown. And Lambright, I think he missed it. I think he dropped it because he was so surprised
that the ball was right there,
right in his breadbasket.
Lambright, the middle linebacker for a Leo defense that's been solid all year long. 3rd and 15 now from the 15-yard line. Same formation, and they're going to go with the quarterback draw. Pachelny will run it over the 20 and get hit and drop down at the 22-yard line. Well short of a first and a 3-and-out to start the game, and that is why when teams win the opening coin toss, they defer. They want to get a quick stop, try to get good field position on their first offensive possession, and the Lions, to perfection, played the defense against the Saints that time, and on the punt, it'll be Joe Nepper to kick, standing at his own 7-yard line. Long count, 11:14 on the clock here in the first quarter, and the boot is away. It's a high kick, and it's not going to be very deep. A short kick bouncing at the 47, but a big Dwenger roll. Goes into Leo territory inside the 40 and down near the 37-yard line. That'll be a 41-yard kick, but it got the benefit of about a 15-yard roll to end it. No return, and now the Leo Lions offense comes on, led by Craig Kloppenstein. Tyler Hensinger will be in the backfield. We'll check the receivers for you as the Lions now going from the north to the south here at Zollner Stadium. A scoreless game, just a second over 11 minutes on the clock here in the first quarter.
Kloppenstein injured for much of the season, Brett. Just came back last week from a broken collarbone. This is his second game back to action.
And again, the I formation. Give up the middle to the fullback, Lambright. He pounds right up the middle across the 40 out to the 43. About a 5-yard gain for Lambright, almost 6. And it's interesting, the play calling to start the game. The Saints went play action and went for a home run ball. The Lions went with kind of their bread and butter and gave it to their big fullback right up the middle.
And the Saints almost completed that first pass, and if they had, we're talking about a completely different football game right now.
2nd down, a long 4 near the 44 for Leo. Here's the handoff. This time it's the tailback up the middle. Just keeps churning. Pulls away from a tackler and takes it out to about the 50-yard line. Tyler Hensinger was wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. The determination to refuse to go down. He ends up picking up 6 to the midfield stripe. It's a first down for the Leo Lions.
That was tremendous effort by Hensinger. Zach Norton and Colin Burns eventually came up with the tackle, but I was already looking down to mark the tackle for somebody else because 3 or 4 guys had him stacked up the line of scrimmage.
Ball's near the right hash. Lions with Craig Kloppenstein under center. Single back Hensinger. 3-step drop, quick slant, going up high, making a great catch. Zach Sauer who stretched to the very peak of his jump and caught it in the fingertips for a 10-yard gain, and it's right at the first down mark. They're going to wave and stop the clock and then say a first down.
Inside slant on the far side of the field, and Klopfenstein couldn't have delivered that in a better spot because there was no way a defender could get to that. Only a guy with a frame like Sowers, 6'2", 175, going high in the air. He comes down with it. 2 first downs on 2 plays for Leo.
Leo has it in Dwenger territory at the Saints 40. Under center. Here's play action. Roll to the right. A throw in the right flat. Ball's caught by Lambright. Hit by Norton and breaks away. 35, 30, 20, 15, and knocked out of bounds somewhere near the 15-yard line. And right now, Leo coming out with all of the momentum, and it's being led really by the determination and the effort of a couple of backs, Tyler Hensinger and Joe Lambright.
Well, good hard running is running after the catch on that particular play. A couple of missed tackles, and that's as a result of that hard running. And you've got 3 first downs on 3 plays. Leo really on the move.
After a 25-yard pickup, it's 1st and 10 in the red zone at the 15. Leo has the ball. Hensinger up the middle. He's got a nice hole. He's inside the 10, inside the 5. Finally, Winklejohn throws him down somewhere near the 3-yard line. 12-yard gain, Tyler Hensinger. And now the Lions, 1st and goal on the Saints on their first possession of the night.
Well, and we talked about the need for balance in the pregame show, but we were saying that that's what Bishop Dwenger needed to do. Well, that's what we've now seen on this first drive for Leo. They've gone to the outside with some passing. They've gotten the defense spread out a little bit, and that opens up those seams in the middle of the offensive line. And so they've been able to run inside and throw the ball into the flats.
Lambright will line up in a wing to the left of the formation. Hensinger the back. Under center is Klopfenstein. Give Hensinger up the middle. He's got a hole and a big line surge. Hensinger's into the end zone from 3 yards out. The Lions strike first with 8:57 on the clock in the first quarter. Leo up 6-0.
And Brett, that run went right over the block of Juwan Allen, the big tackle, 6'4", 343 yards, and he is a man, and he took his running back
extra
into the
point
end zone.
Blocked. The Saints blocked the extra point try. It's 6-0, 8:57 left here in the first quarter. That scoring drive, another scoring drive from Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, get a car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. 6-0 Lions leading it over the Bishop Dwenger Saints. It's the high school football game of the week presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
Now back to high school football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Leo's kick by Ben Von Gutten again into the end zone, and the Saints will have to start again at their own 20 as the Leo Lions lead it over the Bishop Dwenger Saints 6-0, 8:57 on the clock here in the first quarter. And Judge, that first drive for the Leo Lions offense, their offensive line just overpowered the Saints up front.
Well, and part of that was that balance that they were able to get. Dwenger had to spread out a little bit, and they've got the offensive line. They've got that big Juwan Allen, who's 343 pounds, and he was a man, particularly on the touchdown run. 7 plays, 2 minutes and 4 seconds, 63 yards. Leo really moved the football on the first drive.
Saints start trailing by 6. They'll go 4 wide, trips to the right side of the formation. Clark will get the handoff up the middle. He shoots through a gap, 25, 30, cuts to the left side, 40, and finally chased and knocked out of bounds by Bo Carpenter, but not before Amon Clark takes it out to the 42, a 22-yard gain for the Bishop Dwenger Saints.
Well, Bishop Dwenger comes back and says, oh, yeah, we forgot about this guy on our first drive because he didn't see the ball on the 3 and out, and that's Amon Clark. And all season long, if there was a player that was able to get big plays, big chunk plays for Bishop Dwenger, it was Amon Clark.
Saints 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Shotgun for Pachelny. Clark in the backfield. Long count. Pachelny looks to the left where he's got a single wide out. 2 receivers to the right. Handoff Clark following the left side of the line. He won't go down. He gets all the way out near midfield, picking up about 8 yards. Good hard running by running backs on both sides. That time Amon Clark takes it to midfield. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Saints.
Ty Castiglione on the tackle. He's a sophomore, 5'11", 165, but Clark with some good hard running. And maybe the best thing for Bishop Dwenger right now is a nice slow drive to get their feet back under them after that great drive by Leo on their first possession. 2nd
down 2 from the 50-yard line. Ball's on the left hash. Trip receivers to the wide side right. Man in motion goes from the slot into the wing. They'll run a fake to Clark and then a keeper, Pachelny. Following the left side of the line, Pachelny into Leo territory inside the 45 to the 43. Pachelny a 7-yard gain. That will move the chains. 1st and 10 for the Bishop Dwenger Saints.
Well, one of the things that Corey Kitchen, the offensive coordinator from Dwenger, talked about this week was how good Blake Pachelny has developed as a runner as the season has worn on. He's had 99 carries coming into this ballgame, 424 yards, 7 touchdowns, and we saw some good, hard, low pad level run here on that last first down run.
In Leo territory, the Saints trailing 6-0, 1st and 10 at the 43. Pachelny from the left hash. Drops, looks, near sideline, going up, making the catch is Federspiel, and he turns to the sideline and takes it out of bounds at the 37-yard line after picking up 6 yards. And that was dangerous. He threw the pass high, letting Federspiel go up and get it. If he threw it low, it could have been a pick 6 going the other way.
Yeah, but that was 5'7", defending 6'1" is what the difference was, and Federspiel did go high, and luckily for Pachelny, he did get the ball delivered high where the smaller cornerback was not able to get to the football.
Those of you expecting to hear Culver Academy at Garrett, that'll be coming up on ESPN 106.7 here in moments. We'll join John Nolan and Corey Stace. 2nd down and 4. Handoff up the middle. Clark breaks away from one. Now he's free. 30, 25, 20 near sideline. Wrapped up, brought down at the 13-yard line after breaking a run for 24 yards. Amon Clark, the star of this drive, and that's not a big surprise for the Bishop Dwenger Saints, as the Saints now have it 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Brett, that offensive line on that side of the line is 238 and 318. That's not bad. The other side of the line is 277 and 270. Yeah, that's a big offensive line, and they're all seniors. They're all experienced, and right now on this drive, they are opening some holes.
Saints trying to get themselves evened up here, down 6-0, 7-10 clock running first quarter. Handoff Clark. He'll get a lead block by the fullback and be wrapped up at the 10-yard line. Lambright the tackle for the Leo Lions after Clark gains about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Saints.
Lambright coming into this football game, Brett, 118 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, an interception, some passes broken up. His coach calls him one of the best middle linebackers in the entire state, bar none, and he's been involved in a lot of plays. He also runs the ball pretty well, which we saw on the first drive.
Lambright, a 6'2", 215-pound senior, listed on the roster as a tight end, linebacker, defensive back. You could probably put him about anywhere in the formation. Here's a fake to Clark, and Pachelny lost his footing and goes down, just fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage. Austin Rinker makes the tackle for the Lions. It's about a 1-yard loss at the 11 and bring up a 3rd down for the Saints. And this may be 4-down territory. I don't think the Saints want to settle for a field goal here. I think they want to punch it in after moving it from their own 20 all the way down to the Leo 11.
Yeah, they want 6. They want to take the lead here, but it'd be an easy field goal. You also don't want to walk away without any points. We'll see. That slip by Pachelny, though, really cost them. This is a tough conversion play.
3rd down, almost 7 from the 11-yard line. Pachelny, shotgun. They had 2 men in motion, and I think, nope, it's a timeout that was called by Bishop Dwenger. So the Saints will take a timeout. And for those of you listening on ESPN 106.7 FM. Waiting for the DeKalb County High School Football Game of the Week. John Nolan and Corey Stace will join you after the break. For those of you listening on ESPN 1380, we'll come back with Bishop Dwenger and Leo here at Zollner Stadium. 5:44 remaining in our first quarter. 6-0 Leo leads. Dwenger threatening on ESPN Radio 1380.
Making it easy to get the best deal.
For 16 years, Northeast Indiana finds the best deals on quality previously owned vehicles at Best Deal Auto Sales. Reliable vehicles offered at or below wholesale prices. The selection is great and the deals are even better at any of the Best Deal Auto Sales 4 Northeast Indiana locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales.
Best Deal Auto Sales.
BestDealAutoSalesOnline.com.
Welcome to Friday Night Football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
It's a big third down and 7. Bishop Dwenger has it at the Leo 11-yard line. 6-0 Lions lead. Bajelny in a shotgun for the Saints. 2 backs. Got one split each side. They'll blitz. They'll hand off Clark. He's got space in the middle inside the 5. Clark, end zone, touchdown! I'm on Clark from 11 yards. And the Saints have tied at 6-6 with the Leo Lions. 5:38 left first quarter.
Read option play. Nothing fancy about that. Dwenger runs it all the time, and a huge hole was opened in the middle. Somebody got to Clark's shoelaces, and he almost went down at about the 3-yard line, but did a great job of getting his balance back under him and falling into the end zone.
And that becomes a big extra point here because this could put Bishop Dwenger in front for the first time, 6-6. Leo, when they scored their touchdown, had the extra point blocked. And on to try to kick the extra point for the Saints. And I'm trying to get the name, and I still don't know the pronunciation of their kicker, but he's going to boot it up, and it looks good, and it is good. So the Saints will lead Wankanehado, or something like that. But
Consejo.
Okay, I'll take it the way you say it.
Consejo.
I'll take it the way you say it. Our rosters are printed so small it's hard to even see the name. 5:38 remains in the first quarter. Saints have taken the lead 7-6 over the Leo Lions. This is high school football presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, we'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
It's high school football presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
An 80-yard scoring drive has Bishop Dwenger in front of Leo. 7-6, 5:38 remaining first quarter. Saints get set to kick off. That was another scoring drive presented by Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, get a car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. The kick down to the 1 and going east and west for the Lions. Now a gap. It is Bonner who's got open field, midfield, 50, 40, 30, 20, checking for flags. There is one out at the 39-yard line. There's laundry on the field. Bonner takes it all the way to the house. There's 2 flags, one at the 29, one at the 39, and I think this one's going to come back.
Well, I saw bodies flying, Brett, behind the ball carrier, so I'm not sure that it was even necessary to set the blocks, but I'm going to guess that's what that exactly is going to be. It's going to come back on a block in the back.
Would have been a 99-yard return. Bonner caught it right over by the pylon near the far sideline, brought it across the field, running inside his own 5 almost the entire way, got to the middle of the field between the hash marks and then cut it north and south, found a gap, and he was on his way 99 yards, but the flags, and now the officials are talking. Jared Souter walks out on the field. He wants an explanation because the flags, as you mentioned, did come flying out well behind the play. And now we're going to get an explanation from the officials to come over and talk to Jared Souter. But I do believe it's coming back.
Well, it looked like the ball carrier was going to be caught back inside the 10-yard line, definitely, as he was reversing field, caught the ball in the far corner around the 2 or 3 yard line, and he started headed towards the near sideline. Looked like he was going to be caught, but just a great run by him. But it looks like somewhere up around midfield that he may have been sprung a little further by a couple of blocks that were illegal.
Well, and obviously a spot foul, and with one flag laying inside the 29 and another one out near the 40, they're going to march it from the flag that lays in between the 28 and 29 yard line. So this will pin Leo back inside their own 20-yard line to start the drive as the Lions trail for the first time tonight, 7-6 to the Bishop Dwenger Saints. 5:20 on the clock here in the first quarter with the judge Phil Houck. I am Brett Rump. Coming up later tonight, we'll have the Indiana Physical Therapy postgame show live from the Pizza Hut at Northcrest. Come on out and join us for America's favorite pizza and award-winning Wing Street Wings. We'll be there till 11 o'clock. Scores of all the action happening around Northeast Indiana tonight. And I know a number of the games that are going to be played this evening don't start till 7:30. Snyder is at Concord. You've got Homestead hosting Carmel. Both of those 7:30 starts. Whitco's at Woodland. Belmont is at Bishop Luers. And in Class 1A, you've got Adams Central and Monroe Central. So Leo will get the ball spotted back at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10, handoff to Hensinger up the middle. He crosses the 15, and then he stood up at the 17 by a host of Bishop Dwenger Saints. That'll be about a 3-yard gain, maybe 4. Out close to the 19-yard line, 18 or 19-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments Dwenger might have made after they were just manhandled on the first drive of the game when Leo drove the field very efficiently. 7 plays, 5 first downs on that drive.
Clock runs under 4:45 here in the first quarter. Shotgun snap, might have been movement, there's a flag, and here goes Kloffenstein. He'll tuck it from the pocket and run it up the middle across the 20 out near the 21. He will be about 3 yards short of a first down. Now we'll figure out what the flag is on the field for.
Kloffenstein is a pretty good runner to go along with his passing. 37 carries, 259 yards, 4 touchdowns. He averages 7 yards per carry.
A 6'1", 185-pounder. Kloffenstein, the senior quarterback for the Leo Lions, and the officials in a long discussion.
Hard to imagine that he had a broken collarbone in week 5. And 6 weeks later, he's now back playing at a high level.
And he played in the game a week ago against the Southside Archers. And the penalty is going to be against Bishop Dwenger. So they're going to march off 5 yards. Encroachment into the neutral zone for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. And the 5-yard penalty will replay the 2nd down. And I'm looking to see where they put the football, out at the 22. So it's about 2 yards short of the first down stick. 2nd down 2 for the Leo Lions. So far, 3 penalties in the game. That's the second called against Bishop Dwenger, and a big one called against the Leo Lions on that kickoff return. Negated a 98-yard return by Trenton Bonner. 2nd short from their own 22, and I think Jared Souders run down the sideline to call a timeout. He did. A Leo timeout with 4:13 remaining in the first quarter. The Saints are leading it over the Lions 7-6. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
And now your Crumbach Chevrolet starting lineup. Silverado, the benchmark of full-size pickups. Stronger, smarter, and more capable than ever. Impala, delivering refinement and efficiency in a full-size sedan for 50 years. Crumbach helps you get the most out of every gallon with the groundbreaking Cruise Eco, delivering 42 miles per gallon. The starting lineup from Crumbach Chevrolet. 930 East in New Haven, celebrating 44 years of helping the Fort Wayne area find new roads. Online at CrumbachChevy.com.
We're back to the field, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Back-to-back scoring drives. The Leo Lions went 63 yards. The Saints answered with an 80-yard scoring drive. The extra point, the difference. Saints lead it over the Lions 7-6 here at Zollmer Stadium. 4:13 remaining first half. Coming out of the timeout, the Lions with the football, 2nd down and 2 from their own 22-yard line. And they'll run some misdirection. Kloppenstein a keeper. There's a late flag in the backfield as Kloppenstein breaks free far sideline for a nice gain across the 35 out to the 37. He picked up 15 yards, but the flag in the backfield usually a sure sign of holding, and that's what the call's going to be. Bringing it back again against the Leo Lions. And you know, I know you talked about this before the game in our pregame, that sometimes mistakes or turnovers, sometimes they're just costly penalties, and that's a couple of them against Leo here on this drive.
Yeah, that was fairly obvious, at least to me. Jawan Allen on the far side had his hands extended on the Bishop Dwenger defensive end there, Colin Burns, and got attached, and it was right in front of the official, so the call was a pretty obvious one.
They'll march this back after being 2nd and 2. Leo now will be 2nd down and 14. The ball is put all the way back on about the 10-yard line. Kloppenstein will go to a gun with 4 wide. Play action, screen to the right, and it's over the head of Hensinger. He had some space in front of him. He was unguarded coming out of that backfield on the screen to the right. But Kloppenstein sailed it over his head, incomplete, and now it's going to be 3rd down and long, and this really is not a situation that the Leo Lions want to find themselves in.
No, and that's kind of where you start to wonder if Kloppenstein is feeling a little rust from just coming back so quickly from that injury, because he badly overthrew a wide open receiver out in the flat.
Or if he forgot that in his time off, forgot that Hensinger is only 5'8".
That could be.
He threw it like he was 6'2". Here's a shotgun, a roll to the right for Kloppenstein. Looking, he's got one man on the pattern, a little comeback on the sideline. It's low and incomplete in front of Gunnar Brown. One man really on the route. It was Brown going down to the sticks near the sideline and turning. Kloppenstein fired it to him, but too low for Gunnar Brown to handle. That was man-to-man coverage by the Saints, Zach Norton. And the incomplete pass now brings up 4th down and long for the Lions. And they're going to have to punt, and Ben Von Gutten is going to have to stand in his own end zone to kick this away.
Austin Burns also coming over from his safety position on top of that play. Zach Norton with the coverage underneath.
Standing out of midfield, you've got Clark and Norton, and the short punt. Off the side of the foot, it's a shank. It bounces at the 32, near the sideline. It rolls to the 40. That's only a 30-yard punt by Ben Van Gutten. And that will give the Saints excellent field position with Bishop Dwenger already leading at 7-6. 3:35 left in the first quarter. They start at the Leo Lion 40-yard line.
Yeah, Bishop Dwenger now with a real opportunity to take advantage of a couple of penalties that Leo committed on their drive, and then they had to kick from their own end zone punt, and now Bishop Dwenger starts with great field position.
They'll put 2 back, split them each side of Pachelny in the gun, 5 yards deep, slot to the right, ball's on the left hash. Long count, Pachelny will give it to the tailback, heading to the right side. He got a nice hole, he's going to cut it wide, and gets to about the 35, spun, and he stays on his feet all the way down to the 32.
Boy, good.
Boy, they can't get him down.
Yeah.
It's good running by Clark.
Bo Carpenter finally wrestled him to the ground, and a couple other Leo Lions were on that far sideline. But Clark, you know, he just has a way of deflecting tackles as he runs, or he got initially hit before he had even gained any yardage at all, but he was able to slip that, and then he was able to push for more yards. It really belies how small he is, how hard he runs.
At the 33, it's a 7-yard gain. Now 2nd down and 3. Again, to give to Clark. A nice hole. He's inside the 30, taken down to the 27. Clark again with a nice burst, and they're opening some gaps in that defensive line of Leo. Making the tackle for the Lions was Ty Castellon, a sophomore, but not before Clark picked up about 6 yards to the Leo 27, and now Bishop Dwenger threatening to open this up to potentially a 2-score lead.
Unofficially, I now have Clark with 8 carries already in the first quarter, and he didn't even carry at all on that first drive, if you remember, Brett.
They've gone back to what got them here. Clark, the lone back to the right shoulder of Pachelny. and he'll fake it. Pachelny will keep it. Follows the right side of the line, diving inside the 25. Pachelny goes down near the 23. That's a gain of around 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 as the clock approaches 2.5 here in the first quarter. Saints already leading at 7-6.
One pass total on the last drive for Bishop Dwenger, 2 on their first drive, which wasn't successful. No passes so far on this. They are just relying on that offensive line right now. They're going to run that until they get stopped.
And a flag flies before the play gets underway. And they're saying that I think Leo lined up in the neutral zone. They did. It's offside against the Lions. That's a 5-yard penalty against Leo. Goes from 2nd and 7 to 2nd down and 2, and the ball will be in the red zone sitting at the 19. Another mistake. That one totally mental because it wasn't anybody who jumped out of aggression. They just lined up too far in the neutral zone.
And it had to be in the interior line where that happened, and you should be able to gauge where you're at by just looking at the football.
Clock will go under 2 minutes on this play here in the first quarter. Hard count for Pachelny from the shotgun. Now he drops, looking to throw. He drops. Here comes pressure. He'll take off and run it up the middle. He gets inside the 15 and then heads to the right, getting knocked down near the 13-yard line. That'll be a 1st down for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. And Pachelny dropped in the pocket, and I think he saw a lot of space right in the middle of the field just kind of open up. He had a little trouble getting to it, but once he did, he made a nice gain. And now the Saints in business with a 1st and 10 at the Leo 13-yard line.
Well, he was also able to take a couple of his offensive linemen along with him up the field, and so that was a bonus. It almost operated like a power sweep.
Minute 40, clock runs first quarter. From the 13, handoff, Clark wrapped up in the backfield. Good defense for the Leo Lions. Clark just struggles and spins to get back to the line of scrimmage. Back, they'll call it a yard loss, sitting it back at the 14-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 11, and good penetration that time by Leo.
I think that was Chase Walters, a 6', 272-pounder who got that initial hit on Clark and tied him up for the yard loss, and then a whole host of the Leo Lions were on top of Clark quickly.
Ball near the middle of the field. Pachelny shotgun. The lone back 2 yards behind him is Juan Clark, and there'll be an option to the right. Pachelny will keep it. Follow his right tackle downfield inside the 10 down to about the 7. And there's a flag in the end zone. A run by Pachelny down to about the 7-yard line, but a flag lays in the end zone, and let's see what they call this one.
Well, you wonder what a personal foul or some sort of holding's going on in the end zone, something like that. But when it's that far away from the action of the play, you really think that it's something that probably could have been avoided by somebody. It's going to be a mistake one way or the other.
A dead ball foul, so it happened after the play, and it's a personal foul being called against Bishop Dwenger, and the Leo fans like the call. I think they saw what happened. A couple of players might have gotten tangled up, and perhaps the Saint involved in it didn't give up.
Yeah, and that's a huge penalty on Bishop Dwenger, so a couple of breaks have gone Bishop Dwenger's way as far as penalties goes. That one goes against them because now they've got 2nd and very long.
From the 22, it's 2nd down 17. Shotgun, Pachelny. Single back, drop, quick slant. Goes to Fia Cable up the middle of the field. He tucks it inside the 15 to the 14. Fia Cable, they'll sit it at the 13-yard line, so he basically got back all the ground they gave up on the penalty. It's going to be now a 3rd down and 10. Ball's back at the 13-yard line, but I don't know if they'll have another play before the end of our first quarter. Clock winds down, under 10 seconds. 7-6. Saints are leading it, and that will be it for the quarter. Saints are not going to run another play. So Bishop Dwenger will look to add to a 7-6 lead at the start of our second quarter when we return from Zollner Stadium. This is high school football being presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
Before or after the game or anytime, Pizza Hut invites you to come in and enjoy a large, hot-from-the-oven pizza with your choice of crust and toppings beginning at $11. Or have you tried Pizza Hut's award-winning Wing Street Wings? Available in 3 styles and 8 great flavors from mild to hot, Wing Street Wings are crowd pleasers. Want exclusive deals and savings? Become a Hut lover by signing up at pizzahut.com. With dine-in, carry-out, or delivery, order America's favorite pizza and award-winning Wing Street Wings at Pizza Hut. The perfect post-game destination is your convenient hometown Pizza Hut.
Let's send it back to the field. Presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Checking scores from around the area. Snyder's jumped out to a 7-0 lead over Concord. Money Woods a touchdown run. Here we start our second quarter. A 4th down and 10. So the dead ball, they didn't change the down marker. We added a 3rd down, but it's actually 4th down and 10. The ball's at the 13-yard line, and that will set up a field goal try for the Saints, trying to add to a 7-6 lead on the first play of the second quarter. Ball's on the right hash. It'll be a 30-yard attempt. Blake Pichelny will hold. The set, the kick is up. Looks like it's got plenty of leg, and it's good.
Field goal is good. 30-yard field goal.
So Keenan, the senior, Keenan B. we'll call him, the senior hits the field goal from 30 yards, and the Saints extend their lead 10-6 over the Leo Lions. Another scoring drive presented by Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, be sure to get a car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations, including the State Road 8 Best Deal Auto Sales location just west of I-69 in Auburn. It's best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. Well, the Saints gave up an opening drive touchdown to the Leo Lions, blocked the extra point. Leo was ahead 6-0 early. Since then, the Saints now have reeled off 10 straight points. That time took advantage of great field position, starting with that drive at the Leo 40. And the 30-yard field goal gives them the 4-point advantage over Leo with 11:55 remaining in the second quarter.
That drive with all the penalties, Brett, involved 8 plays, but on the field, Bishop Dwenger only moved the ball 20 yards. So Buen Consejo, I think is the way it's being pronounced up there, and he's the field goal kicker. 30-yarder. Plenty of range on that one.
So it's set for the kick now, and the kickoff is on its way. It's a very high kick coming down at about the 5-yard line, where it's going to be Bo Carpenter running it to the left. He crosses the 15, but gets hit and brought down near the 16 or 17-yard line. So about a 12 or 13-yard return. Lions will start inside their own 20, trailing 10-6 with 11:50 left in the second quarter.
Well, so far, big penalties have been really the story of this game as far as mistakes goes, and they've helped both teams and hurt both teams.
One block in the back on a kickoff return took points off the board for the Lions. Would have had a 98-yard touchdown return. Here's the handoff, Hensinger, nice hole right side. Hensinger across the 30, collared and thrown down as he gets out near the 35-yard line.
Well, Austin Burns, the safety, finally caught up with him, but once he got past the initial line, his big line opened the hole, and he got past the linebackers, and he had a lot of green on which to run, and he's got some good speed.
19 yards on that carry by Tyler Hensinger. He's a 5'8", 175-pound senior running back for the Leo Lions. And Craig Laufenstein, the senior quarterback, under center. Wing to the right side of the formation. Ball in the middle of the field at their own 36. Inside handoff goes to the wing. That's Lambright trying to go right to left, but he can't even get back to the line of scrimmage. A nice surge by the Dwenger defensive line had pushed Leo's offensive line into the backfield, giving Lambright no room to cut the ball upfield. It goes for about a 1.5 yard loss back to the 34, where it'll be 2nd down and 12.
Jahan Allen again, little trap play trying to lead that his back into the hole on that. He had a pancake block, but there were 2 other Dwenger Saints there ready to make the tackle.
From their own 34-yard line, and it is Klopstein under center. Quick drop, throw, fade, far sideline, ball tipped around, tip, and it's caught! It's caught on the far sideline. Gunnar Brown, man-to-man with Norton, and the ball tipped by both players a couple of times as it popped up in the air like popcorn. Finally, it was Leo's Gunnar Brown coming down with it, and a big gain to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, I thought that Zach Norton got turned a little late, and when he did, he almost was surprised that the ball was right in his face. He tipped the ball up, and Gunnar Brown comes up with a great play and a big gainer for the Leo Lions.
So it will be a 1st and 10 for the Lions at the Saints 33. Handoff fullback Lambright right up the middle. He just bulldozes his way and stays on his feet all the way to the 20-yard line. 13 yards for Joe Lambright, showing some real power. And Lambright has that 6'2", 215-pound frame, but boy, does he run hard.
Yeah, he takes on tacklers. There's no finesse there in his style of running. He's not going to sidestep you. He's not going to cut back. He's going to run through you. And on a couple of carries tonight, he's done exactly that.
10.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Leo trying to get the lead back. They trail 10-6. Option to the left. There's a late pitch, Hensinger, and coming up, making a pop was Amon Clark, but Hensinger's knee never went down. So he just hops over Clark and takes it inside the 20 to the 18, and Amon Clark went low on Hensinger and really took his legs out, but the knees landed on Clark, so the official let Hensinger continue with forward progress to the 18.
Real good awareness by Hensinger, because everybody in the stadium thought he was down, but it did look a little bit odd from up here, and he popped right up and kept going.
Clock will go under 10 minutes. From the left hash, Leo with the football in the red zone at the 18-yard line. 2nd down, and we'll call it 8. And Kloppenstein will drop into the gun. He'll drop and look to throw. Far side, and it is caught, but not much of a gain. That ball had to cross a lot of real estate to get from the left hash all the way to the right sideline to Bo Carpenter. Carpenter made the catch, but it's only going to be about a 1-yard gain. 3rd down, 7.
Yeah, that's a long throw for a short gain, and that was Mitch Effinger with a real nice open field tackle. He was the corner on that side, and he came up very quickly and brought Carpenter down right after he made the catch.
Under 9.5, the clock runs. 10-6, Saints in front of the Lions. Leo with the football. 3rd down, we'll call it 8, just inside the 18-yard line. Shotgun Kloppenstein. Hensinger the lone back, left shoulder. Quick throw, left side on a slant. Going to his knees to make the catch, Zach Sauer. And they will give him the catch, but it's only a 2-yard gain. Maybe a 1-yard gain at the 17, where it'll be 4th down and 7. And now it's a decision for Jared Sauter. A field goal, they still trail by a point.
Well, we know he's got a kicker because we've seen the kickoffs, and we have heard that he's an outstanding kicker indeed. So
they're going into the win. They want to get points here. It's a 4-point game, so a field goal could draw them to within 1. On to try the kick, and it will be a 34-yard attempt. Ben Von Gunten, and his kick is up. Plenty of leg, and it is good. Von Gunten, the sophomore kicker, drills it from 34 yards. It's a 1-point Bishop Dwenger lead, 10-9 over the Leo Lions. 8:31 remaining in the second quarter. Another scoring drive presented by Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, get a car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. It is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
Before or after the game or anytime, Pizza Hut invites you to come in and enjoy a large, hot-from-the-oven pizza with your choice of crust and toppings beginning at $11. Or have you tried Pizza Hut's award-winning Wing Street Wings? Available in 3 styles and 8 great flavors from mild to hot, Wing Street Wings are crowd pleasers. Want exclusive deals and savings? Become a Hut lover by signing up at pizzahut.com. With dine-in, carry-out, or delivery, order America's favorite pizza and award-winning Wing Street Wings at Pizza Hut. The perfect post-game destination is your convenient hometown Pizza Hut.
It's high school football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Amon Clark, the return from the 6. He breaks away from tacklers, and now he's free all the way across midfield, being collared and thrown down as he gets to the 45 of Leo, and then some late action. One of the Leo Lion players ended up on the ground, and the Lions fans thought it might have been a late hit. Things getting a little scrappy between a couple of physical teams, but a big return, Amon Clark, 51 yards, and they're going to actually call a penalty against Leo on the play.
They're calling a face mask on the play. I mean, that's the indication we got there. We didn't see it. We did see a really physical tackle, which isn't a penalty, but somebody saw a face mask down there, and the fans here are just a little bit upset over that call, no question about that, as are the players down on the fields. But it's a big play for Dwenger. It was a great run back by Clark. He had advanced beyond midfield, and now with the penalty, Bishop Dwenger is going to start this drive at the 30-yard line of Leo.
And Dwenger starts this drive with a 1-point lead, 10-9, 8:20 remaining second quarter. The ball's on the left hash for Blake Pachelny, the junior quarterback. 2 backs, one on each side of Pachelny. Slot to the right, play action, quick throw to the right. It's short and caught in the flat by Fiacable, and immediately he gets hit and brought down by Jason Gauze. Gauze is a sophomore defensive back. It is a short gain down to the 26, 4-yard pickup, and it will be 2nd down and 6 for the Saints. Ball on the right hash. Blake Pachelny, the junior quarterback, with Amon Clark in the backfield. Also, Peter Winklejohn will line up. Clark to the right, Winklejohn to the left. Shotgun Pachelny, and the give up the middle is Clark. He tries to spin out of the grasp with a tackler, but he won't get away. He's down to the 15, or correction, the 25, where he gains maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 5 as they put the ball at the 25-yard line, and that was good, sure tackling by the Leo Lions, because we've seen Amon Clark spin away from so many tacklers throughout the year, but that time he couldn't get out of the grasp of the Leo Lion.
Yeah, making that tackle was Joe Lambright. No surprise there, but he was assisted by one of the other linebackers, Michael Kurtz, brings up an important 3rd down play.
3rd and 5. Ball's at the 25-yard line. Winklejohn goes to a wing to the right. They'll fake the handoff to Clark, and in the backfield they'll take down Pachelny before he can get any forward progress. He's down to the 26, a loss of a yard on the play, and now 4th down and 6 for Bishop Dwenger at the 26. This is almost that in-between distance, Phil, that you've got a field goal kicker would have to boot it. It'd be about a 43-yarder from this area of the field, and so they'll go for it. 4th down, 6. 6.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Saints leading at 10-9 and going for it on 4th down. They need the 20 for the first down. Trip receivers to the right. Long count, option left, pitch to Clark. He's around the corner, and he's going to have the first down, taking it close to the 15-yard line.
Big time run by Amon Clark, and a really nice job by Blake Pachelny on the veer option. Going to the far side of the field, held the ball to the last second, got the ball to Clark. Clark had a lot of ways to run after that, particularly when you're as quick as he is. He just saw green, and he saw he thought he was going to the end zone.
Picked up 11 yards on the 4th and 6, so it's a 1st and 10. Bishop Dwenger again into the red zone at the Lions 15. Pachelny in the shotgun. Wing is Winklejohn to the right side. The tailback Amon Clark. And it's the give to Clark up the middle. He'll follow his right guard and get very little, maybe a yard, as Leo came up, stuffed the hole right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain at all, 2nd down and 10.
Well, Leo is doing a nice job, really, in the last few plays of stuffing that up between the tackles, which has, been bread and butter earlier in the football game for Leo and for Amon Clark. And so now we have an official's timeout.
Lambright has trouble with the helmet. And let's see if they're going to have to replace Joe Lambright, who's really a key defender.
Yeah, I think he has to come out for one play now. Clevis Parker, another senior, 5'10", 206-pound linebacker, went in, replaces him in the lineup. That's kind of a loss, though. We know that he's really the glue that ties that defense together.
It's 2nd down and 10 at the 15. You wonder how long it'll be before Dwenger gets back to play action. An effective running the football. Pachelny from the gun. He'll quick pitch to Clark, who'll cut it up quickly down the hash marks. Clark on his feet, stays inside, or gets inside the 5 and takes it to about the 3. 12 yards for Clark, and I'm not sure if the play was designed to go all the way wide, but Clark cut it up just as he got out to the hash mark, and now they're going to hurry up. They're going to line up 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. I don't think they want to get Lambright a chance to get back in the game. There's the handoff. It goes to Winklejohn, the power back, follows the right side of the line down to the 1. 2nd down and goal. And I think Dwenger's in this hurry-up just to keep Lambright from getting back into the game.
Well, it's a pretty good strategy, but it's something that Dwenger has done a lot this season. When they get into short yardage, they immediately go under center and try and run a play so that the defense can't get players in, and Lambright would be one of them.
And Lambright did get back in now as the Saints will huddle on a 2nd down and goal from just outside the 1-yard line. From about the 1.5. Shotgun for Pachelny. It's got Winklejohn with, I believe it's Hake in the backfield. And they'll give it to Winklejohn. And he goes untouched. Goes through a hole on the left side of the line, and nobody anywhere near him as he takes it 1.5 yards. Touchdown, Bishop Dwenger.
You and I both could have run through that hole simultaneously.
Holding hands, we could have gotten through that hole. It was so wide. Really blew up a big gap on that left side of the line. Winklejohn, a 1.5 yard run, and it's 16-9, and now on to try the extra point. Buenajado, is that close?
Consejo.
Okay, something like that. I will have no idea, and I'll never get it right. There's the extra point kick. It's up, it's good.
But he's perfect tonight.
He's adding points. He's getting his name in the paper, which might be better than having his name on the radio, the way I'm butchering that one. 17-9, 4:12 left here in the first half. Saints lead it over the Leo Lions. Another scoring drive presented by Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, choose a car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. The Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380. The kick sails into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Leo will start at their own 20-yard line with 4:12 remaining in our first half, and Bishop Dwenger in front of the Leo Lions 17-9. Both teams come into tonight's action 10-1 on the year. The Saints will be on the road regardless of who they play next week should Bishop Dwenger win. If Leo wins, they can host Plymouth, but they would be at Northwood. And we'll try to get scores on those games and more coming up throughout the night. 1st and 10, Leo Lions. Starting at their own 20-yard line, the quarterback, Craig Loffenstein. He will fake the handoff on a read option. He'll keep it. Take it off to the right side of the line and cross the 25 out to the 27. Almost the 28. Nice gain by Craig Loffenstein. And you mentioned it earlier, Judge, that Loffenstein is a pretty good runner. He just doesn't run as often as some of the other quarterbacks we see run that read option.
Yeah, Klopfenstein, though, with 4 touchdown runs on the year. He averages 7 yards per carry, which is a pretty good number, obviously. You just wonder, though, coming off the injury, just how many times you want to test that, the strength of that collarbone.
Almost 8 on that carry. 2nd down 2 from his own 28-yard line. This time he'll give it to Hensinger. Boy, he just plows all the way across the 35 out to the 38. 10 yards for Tyler Hensinger. Just bulldozing through that Bishop Dwenger defense. In fact, they'll give him 11 out to the 39. 1st and 10, Leo.
Well, that's great blocking by the offensive line that allows something like that. In order for the back to get momentum like that, he's got to have something in front of him, and Hensinger runs hard.
You talk about following the 343-pound offensive lineman. Here comes Hensinger this way. He's got a nice gap, midfield. He takes it into Dwenger territory, gets tripped up by Amon Clark as he gets to the 42-yard line. 19 yards on the carry for Hensinger. And as the clock goes to 3:03, it'll stop for the chains to move. The Lions have something going. A drive that started on their own 20 has now advanced to the Bishop Dwenger 42-yard line, 1st and 10. A 17-9 Bishop Dwenger lead. Under center is Klopfenstein. And it'll be play action. Roll to the right, Klopfenstein. Here comes pressure. He throws late, and it's incomplete far sideline. And Klopfenstein lucky to even get that one away before being taken down for about a 12 to 15-yard loss. As he was chased in the backfield, and I'm trying to see if that's number 90 for the Saints.
Yeah, that was Luther Hall, number 90, a junior who has really come on for the Bishop Dwenger Saints in the last few weeks, 6'3", 195, and he almost pulled off the big sack, but really a nice job by Klopfenstein, as you said, of getting rid of that football.
And he kept backing up to give some extra ground and buy some time, and eventually threw far sideline incomplete. 2nd down and 10 from the 43. Handoff goes to Hensinger, gets a lead block from Lambright, and then turns the edge inside the 40 to around the 38-yard line. That'll be 6 yards for Hensinger as they'll put it just inside the 38-yard line. We'll call it 3rd down and 5 after a 5-yard gain. Now the clock at 2:22, and it's going to run. Leo seems to be in no hurry. I think they want this to be the last possession of the half because remember they deferred on the opening coin toss. They'll start the second half with the football. And a timeout's going to be called. Well, an odd use of a timeout after you allow the clock to run all the way down to 2:06. And then you have to take a timeout. So we will take a break. Here at Zollner Stadium, 2:06 remaining in our first half. Leo has the football, down 17-9 to Bishop Dwenger. It's the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
Making it easy to get the best deal.
For 16 years, Northeast Indiana finds the best deals on quality previously owned vehicles at Best Deal Auto Sales. Reliable vehicles offered at or below wholesale prices. The selection is great and the deals are even better at any of the Best Deal Auto Sales 4 Northeast Indiana locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales.
Best Deal Auto Sales.
BestDealAutoSalesOnline.com.
Back here at Zollner Stadium, where it's 3rd down and about 5 for the Leo Lions at the Dwenger 38. They go for a reverse. Ball's on the field, and it's going to be jumped on out of midfield by Trenton Bonner as Leo tried to go to a reverse. They set up what looked like an option play left. Bonner going the other direction. They pitched it back to him, but he couldn't handle the pitch. And now the ball at midfield, 4th down. Leo's going to have to punt it away to Bishop Dwenger, and the Saints will have a little time to work with here late in the first half. 1:49 still on the clock.
And the Saints are going to take a timeout right now, too. They had 2, so they'll be down to 1 with 1:49 allowed. That was Luther Hall once again. He blew that play up, Brett. He did a real nice job and almost picked up a fumble, which could have been a huge play.
So a timeout right now on the field Ball is right at the 50. 1:49 on the clock, and we'll keep it right here. Coming up at halftime, we'll get scores from around the area. Snyder is leading late in the first quarter at Concord, 14-7. And trying to see if I can get any other quick scores here, but we'll keep an eye on it. So here comes the punt. Ben Von Gutten will set up the punt for the Leo Lions. Clark and Norton back deep. The kick is a high kick, hanging in the air, bouncing at the 22. Takes a Leo roll inside the Dwenger 20 and dead near the 18-yard line. A 32-yard kick, no return, and the Saints send their offense out on the field with 1 minute 38 seconds to work with in an 8-point lead, 17-9.
Well, we've seen this Saints offense operate efficiently at the end of halves before, Brett. Whether they really want to take a risk, though, they're backed up inside their own 20. You know, it's a tenuous 8-point lead. I don't know. I think you might want to take that lead into the locker room and guarantee it, but
they'll spread things out.
They're going 5 wide.
Yep, they're spreading out the formation. Pachelny empties the backfield. Clark goes into a slot to the right, where they've got 3 receivers, and it's a quarterback draw, a keeper for Pachelny. Right up the middle of the field, he'll take it out near the 25. So that'll be 6, almost 7 yards, bringing up a second down, long 3, and the clock will run. It's down to 1:20. And you're right, Judge. I don't think there's going to be any kind of hurry up for Bishop Dwenger. If they break a play, great. Maybe they'll go for the Hail Mary, but right now, they're content to just run their regular offense. Second down and 3. Draw Pachelny. He looks, he throws. It hangs in the air out at the 40, but it's over the head of Nick Fiacable, the intended receiver, and that kind of a dangerous pass into traffic.
It really was. Fiacable was there in double coverage and really didn't have much of an opportunity to catch that football, and maybe that was planned by Pachelny trying to throw it out of bounds. I don't know.
So now we've taken care of our debts that we owe to the judge, so we'll get his full attention for the rest of this game. 1:02 remaining second quarter.
Look, I was holding back up until this point.
It's a third down and 3. Up the middle, the carry close to the 30-yard line. That'll be a first down. Pachelny, the keeper, takes it to the 30, and now there's 58.4 seconds remaining. I think Dwenger still has a timeout left.
They do, but the clock, now that the ball has been set, is now running.
Yeah, so from their own 30. It's first and 10, but the clock's running under 50 seconds. Pachelny, shotgun, keeps it. Ball up the middle, dances at the line of scrimmage. The hole closed up, and he takes it for 2 yards to the 32. Now the clock goes under 35 seconds here. Late first half, Dwenger leading at 17-9 over the Leo Lions. Saints have it second and 8 from their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, the Saints don't look like they're too interested in hurrying this thing up.
They'll need to run at least one more play. 15 on the play clock. About 3-second difference with the game clock. Hand off Clark. Left side of the line, he crosses the 35. Amon Clark will be collared out near the 39-yard line. He got 7 yards on the carry, but that will be the final play of our second quarter. Teams will go to the locker room. The Bishop Dwenger Saints take a 17-9 lead to the break over the Leo Lions. We'll take a break and come back. This is the high school football game of the week presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school, I learned that I'm ugly and useless. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. In history, I learned that I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes
In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. And in math, I learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today?
The only thing I didn't learn today.
The only thing I didn't learn
is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Sectional Championship Friday of the IHSAA State Tournament presented by the Indianapolis Colts from Zollner Stadium. I am Brett Rump along with the judge Phil Houck. And back in the studio, we'll hear from Bryce Vance with our halftime scores in just a moment. Here at Zollner, it is Bishop Dwenger with a 17-9 lead over the Leo Lions. And a very entertaining, solid first half of football, but it was a huge penalty on a kickoff return that could have been the difference in this first half score. Leo had a 98-yard return of a kick by Trenton Bonner, but flags on the field in two different spots caught Leo with a block in the back, and that pulled points off the board. And, ultimately in a one-score type of situation, you never want to lose points because of a penalty.
Yeah, and that was a huge play, and it was a huge play coming back the other way then for Dwenger. And we've seen both teams make mistakes on drives here tonight with big penalties. There was down by the goal line, Bishop Dwenger got flagged for one where a personal foul that we didn't see that apparently occurred in the end zone as well. So teams are a little chippy out there tonight. It's a sectional championship. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Only the second overall meeting between these two, and Leo holds the 1-0 advantage. They played almost exactly 4 years ago. Leo won it 35-14 back on November 4th, 2011. Of course, history in the tournament favors Bishop Dwenger in a big way. They're looking for their 8th sectional title in the last 10 years and their 23rd sectional championship overall, while Leo, despite the back-to-back championships in 2010 and 2011, just 3 overall sectional titles in school history, the other being back in 1995. The winner of this game is going to go on to play the winner between Plymouth and Northwood. If it is Northwood, whoever wins this game will be on the road in Napanee. If Plymouth is able to beat Northwood, Bishop Dwenger would play at Plymouth, but Leo would be at home against the Plymouth Pilgrims.
And you know what the good news about that is for Bishop Dwenger, as I've been told, if Bishop Dwenger is able to advance, they will definitely, as you said, go on the road next week, but then they would definitely host a semi-state game.
Yeah.
So if you get by playing that semi-state game against
Lowell.
Possibly, if we're looking at Lowell, and I've been to Lowell.
And you hate to look ahead, but the coaches aren't listening.
Well, we can
now.
We can look ahead.
Yeah, the coaches aren't up here right now.
So that's been the buzz around, not the coaches, but around Bishop Dwenger.
The boosters, exactly. They know what the path will be.
Because going to Lowell, and I've been in that's a hornet's nest over there. And,
yeah.
And they have a great football team, and they're undefeated. So
yeah. Be quite a matchup should it get to that point. But a lot to be decided here tonight. And Leo has a very good football team, and they trail Bishop Dwenger here at halftime 17-9. And to give us a recap of first half scoring, here is the judge, Phil Houck.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that 17-9 just gives you a one-score lead. 8 points is all you need, 1 touchdown and 2 to tie the game back up.
And Leo will get the second half kickoff because they deferred the opening coin toss so they would get the ball to start the second half.
Indeed they will, and the scoring in the first half or the first quarter of the game. Both teams scored in the first quarter. Leo started it off at 8:57. They had a 7-play drive that went 2 minutes and 4 seconds. They scored at the 8:57 mark. They had gone 63 yards, 7 plays. Tyler Hensinger took the scoring play in from 3 yards out. The extra point was blocked. That made the score 6-0. Bishop Dwenger came right back, though, on their next possession. They scored at the 5:30 mark. 8 plays, 80 yards, 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Amon Clark goes 11 yards for the touchdown run. That extra point was good. So at that point and at the end of the first quarter, Bishop Dwenger led 7-6. Bishop Dwenger then on the first play of the second quarter, after an 8-play drive that amounted to just 20 yards because Bishop Dwenger had gotten good field position but couldn't move the football, they try a field goal, and the 30-yard field goal by Consejo.
Very nice. Very nice.
Sounds good anyway.
We're going during our halftime break, we're going to practice that.
First name is Keenan Van Consejo. 30-yard field goal attempt. That made the score 10-6 at 11:55 mark of the second quarter. Leo then goes on a drive of their own. They go 63 yards from their own 27-yard line, 37-yard line in 8 plays, 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And they kick a field goal. This time, Ben Van Gooten, 34-yard field goal, a fine-looking kicker, just a sophomore. He's going to be around for a while. He's got quite a leg. He nailed the 34-yarder. That made the score 10-9. And then Bishop Dwenger, in the middle of the second quarter, they go on another drive, 4 minutes and 8 seconds. They just had to go 30 yards after a great run back on the kickoff after the field goal by Amon Clark, and then a penalty was tacked onto that, so they only had to come in from their 30-yard line. But it took them 7 plays because of some pretty good defense by Leo. But the final touchdown run by Peter Winklejohn from 1 yard out was good. The extra point was good, and that made the score 17-9 at the 8:20 mark. And then the teams, the rest of the way, they just kind of jostled back and forth. And as you said, coming out of the locker room, it's going to be Leo ball.
And Snyder, I know, holding a 21-14 lead over Concord. Seems like every time Snyder gets a couple of scores up, Concord's able to score on some type of a passing play. Snyder looking to advance into the regional for next week, but we'll keep an eye on all the scores as we go. But right now we're going to take a break and send it back to the studio. Bryce Vance will give us scores of area games, and remember, our game started at 7 o'clock. A lot of the games didn't start till 7:30, so there's still a number of games that are short of halftime. But Bryce Vance will get you updated with the latest scores that we have, and then we'll return here for the second half of the Bishop Dwenger Saints and the Leo Lions, with Bishop Dwenger leading at 17-9 over Leo. With the Judge Phil Houck, I am Brett Rump, and you're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380. And we welcome you back to Zollner Stadium. Getting set for a second half of football, I am Brett Rump along with the Judge Phil Houck. The Bishop Dwenger Saints leading at 17-9 over the Leo Lions. And Leo will receive the second half kickoff. Lions in all white uniforms, purple numbers, purple helmets. They'll move south to north, which is right to left as we look at Zollner Stadium here on the Anthony side. And on the return, they'll fake the reverse. Cutting upfield, Bo Carpenter. He's got a nice gap across the 25-30, and as he gets across the 35, the kicker, the last man back, had to make a touchdown saving tackle on Bo Carpenter. So the Lions will start 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. On comes Craig Kloppenstein, the senior quarterback. Tyler Hensinger in the backfield along with Joe Lambright. They'll put Zach Sauer wide left and Gunnar Brown wide right.
And that's 2 times today that almost were broken. In fact, the first time was broken except for penalties on the kickoff return for Leo.
I formation lines up behind Kloppenstein, tailback. Hensinger follows the blocking on the right side of the line across the 40. A blast out to the 42, almost the 43. Nice 5-yard pickup on first down, brings up second down and 5. With Leo trailing 17-9. Boy, could that extra point on the first touchdown of the night the Bishop Dwenger blocked. Could that come back to play a huge role in this game here in the second half? Second down 5. Ball is just outside their own 42. The Lions hand off to the tailback, Hensinger. Heading left, cuts it up as he gets over his left end. He'll cross the 45, take it down to the 46.
Right, total yardage in the first half, just about even. Leo gained 172 yards of total offense. Bishop Dwenger, 174.
You can't get much closer than that.
Each team had 9 first downs in that first half. That just shows you how closely matched these two teams are.
And neither team's been able to throw the ball.
Right, just 19 yards passing for Bishop Dwenger. I think 70 yards total passing for Leo.
And a flag before the play on a third down and a yard and a half. And Bishop Dwenger may have just lined up in the neutral zone and given the Lions a free first down. And they did, and the ball will be marched into Dwenger territory at the Saints 49.
Well, obviously a huge penalty. Dwenger wants to get that 3 and out more than anything in the entire universe on the first drive of the second half, but their own mistake causes the first down.
Clock's down to 10.5 and running here in the third quarter. 17-9 Saints lead. Leo, 1st and 10 at the Bishop Dwenger 49. It's a pitch to the right to Hensinger. Cuts up inside the 45, gets to the Saints. Well, they'll put it right down at the 45-yard line. A 4-yard gain for Hensinger and a second down and 6 for the Leo Lions.
Peter Winklejohn on the tackle. Just great blocking by these Leo Lions. This front line, we weren't sure if they were going to be able to match up with the defensive line, but they've done more than that today. They've blocked extremely well.
Ball's on the right hash under center is Klopfenstein. Single back. Hensinger gets the handoff. Following his left guard, he spins at the line of scrimmage, stays on his feet, inside the 40, down to the 36. That's 9 yards for Hensinger up the middle, and another first down for the Leo Lions. And we have seen runner after runner just run so hard and refuse to go down. That time we saw it from Leo's senior running back, Tyler Hensinger, who's a 5'8", 175-pounder.
Yeah, he carried a defensive player. I mean, there's just no doubt, no other way to describe it.
From the Saints, 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Here'll be the handoff, Hensinger. He'll try to bounce it outside, and he can't turn the edge. Boy, nice play for Bishop Dwenger's Colin Burns coming up and taking the corner away from Hensinger, tripping him up by the shoestrings. No gain at the 35, second down and 10 for Leo.
Yeah, Colin Burns, who's made a couple of big plays here tonight, and he had responsibilities on that far end, and he was able to get the shoelaces, as you mentioned.
Clock goes under 9 minutes, third quarter. First drive of the second half. Lions have it second down 10 from the Bishop Dwenger 35. Handoff right up the middle. Lambright pounds into that big line up front, and he gets pushed backwards after getting about 1.5 yards of forward progress. It will bring up a third down and long, and that time the Saints interior defense, of course, Peter Winklejohn among them in the middle, also coming up to support from his safety position, Austin Burns. It'll be third down and a long 8 with the ball at the 33.5 of Bishop Dwenger.
Yeah, Nolan Sipe also, I think, made the initial contact. He's the leading tackler for Bishop Dwenger this year, and this brings up a big third down conversion play early in this football game. Play clock early in the second half.
Play clock has stopped, and I think there's a Leo Lion who is down on the turf right in the huddle. Not sure what's happening, but
well, you're right. The
Lambright, and he's got another helmet issue, but I think they're going to let him stay in the game. He had his helmet off in the huddle, and Leo had surrounded him. The referee went in there. Lambright put the helmet back on, stays on the field.
Interesting.
He'll be a wing to the left. Shotgun on a third down, 8.5. And before the snap, there's whistles. And did the play clock run out? They want to reset the play clock. I don't think there's going to be a play. I think they just want to reset the play clock, and now Leo will come back and huddle, and actually Zach Sauer is going to bring a new play in from the sideline.
Yeah, and that gives them
That's a freebie.
Yeah, it is.
Coach Jared Sauter had a chance to see how Dwenger lined up defensively, and now he sends a new play in. Under center is Klopfenstein. Hensinger the lone back. Ball's on the right hash. Quick drop. Looking to the left. Throws the fade. Sauer up for it. Makes the catch inside the 20. 15-10 near sideline. Knocked out of bounds at the 7-yard line. That will be a 27-yard gain and a first and goal for the Leo Lions.
Zach Sauer was the one who got that play call on the sideline, and I think the coach said, run down the sideline and catch the football. That's all you're going to need to do.
6'2" wide receiver matched up man-to-man, and all Klopfenstein did was just lob it up down the sideline and let Sauer run to it. From the 7, first and goal for Leo. They're down by 8 points. Hensinger bouncing it out to the right. Inside the 5. Good open field tackle, taking Hensinger down near the 3. But I'll tell you what, if that tackle wasn't made by Effinger, that was an easy touchdown for Hensinger.
Yeah, it looked like he was going in. Mitch Effinger makes a good open field tackle, but Leo in a great position here on second down, just second and goal from the 2-yard line, ready to go in with a chance to tie it up if they go for 2.
And they're down by 8, 17-9, first drive of the second half. And it's Klopfenstein under center, I formation. Tailback Hensinger picks a hole up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Leo Lions. Tyler Hensinger from 2 yards out has drawn Leo to within a 2-point conversion of a tie. And Jared Sauter now picking a play, and I don't think there's a question that Leo is going to try to get this game tied up with 7:06 remaining third quarter.
Tyler Hensinger, that's his second touchdown of the night, Brett, and it brings up a big 2-point conversion try early that will turn this into a brand new ball game if Leo is able to convert.
From the 3-yard line, Klopfenstein gets under center. The 2-point try. Lambright goes in motion from the right wing to the left. Handoff Hensinger, and he gets hit right at the goal line, and they'll say, no, he went down before he crossed the plane. What a collision for the Saints. Hensinger had a big head of steam following the left side of his line, and just as he got to the plane, he got popped and put down, and the official right there on the spot said, no, he did not get in. The 2-point try, no good, and Bishop Dwenger retains the 2-point lead. 7:06 remaining. And that's 17-15, 7:06 here in the third quarter. Another scoring drive presented by Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, choose a car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. And I don't know, Judge, if you saw who came up and made that stick for Bishop Dwenger, but that was a big hit, keeping Hensinger from crossing the plane.
Yeah, it was Frankie Yanko, has 56 tackles on the year, and he's been a big play guy for that Bishop Dwenger defense all season long, and he had the big, which could turn out to be a really important tackle at the inside the 1-yard line.
And extra points, kind of a big part of this game. A kick was blocked, and now a 2-point try, no good. There's a squib kick, jumped on at the 21-yard line. So it'll be Grotemat, I believe, who jumped on it. And from the 21-yard line, first and 10 for Bishop Dwenger. Let's see how the Saints respond. A field goal could win it for Leo if the score was to remain the same. And, you know, we talked about the great field goal kicker that Leo has. Distance, range up to about 45 yards. So Dwenger would like to extend this 2-point lead. Blake Pachelny, it's under center, an I formation. Winklejohn the fullback. And I don't believe it's Amon Clark at the tailback. There's the handoff. Following the blocking of the left side of the line, it's taken out to the 25, a 4-yard gain, but I'm trying to check the number of the tailback because I believe that is Jack Harris that's come in at tailback, and Amon Clark not out there to start this second half.
And I'm going to see if I can locate where Clark is, whether he's just getting a break.
Of course, he's been playing defense, and I did see him out there defensively on that last series. So after the 4-yard gain by Harris, 2nd down and 6. And another handoff to Harris. He spins across the 30 out to the 32 where he'll have a 1st down and a 7-yard gain.
Well, this is something new for Bishop Dwenger. They're running out of an I formation and with 2 tight ends in the game right now, and Clark is out of the game. We saw this last week in Bishop Dwenger's game against New Haven. They ran it in the 4th quarter, power I formation, something Dwenger did for years but hasn't done for the last 3 or 4.
Ball near the center of the field, the only area of the field with some dirt spots, grass worn out here at Zollner Stadium from the 32-yard line. 1st and 10, play action. Pachelny a pump fake. Now he will throw over the middle of the field. At the 41, it's caught. Taken down almost immediately, John Fetterspiel, but not before he gains almost 8 yards, and not a very good spot. They put it at the 40, didn't give him forward progress, so it's only an 8-yard gain. 2nd down and 2 for the Saints.
Only 19 yards passing for Pachelny in the first half. That's his first completion of the second half.
Clock goes under 5.5 here in the 3rd quarter. Saints leading 17-15, 2nd down and 2 from their own 40. And it's a fake handoff. Pachelny a keeper, and he's pushed back. No gain at all for Pachelny, maybe a loss of a yard. Good penetration up front by the Leo Lions.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's going to be a loss of about 2, Brett. So it's going to bring up a big conversion play, 3rd down and about 3.5 yard lines here. And the Leo fans are going to be excited about this play.
3rd down, 3.5 from their own 38.5 yard line. They need the 42 for a 1st. Slot to the right. 2 backs with Pachelny in a gun. Give Harris, and he's tripped up. Can't get past the 40-yard line. He'll be 2 yards short of what he needed to gain, and it's going to be a 4th down and 2 for the Saints. And now the punting unit you would expect to be on. Maybe not. They're going to line up quickly. They will line up quickly. They'll spread the formation with slots each side, single back, no tight end. Pachelny shotgun on a 4th down and 2. Long count. Are they trying to draw Leo offside? Clock winds down to 4:05. It's a 4th down and 2 from their own 40-yard line. And now they'll pooch kick it. Pachelny dropped back about 8 yards deep, takes the snap, kicks it. It's a good boot. Wind at his back. It's inside the 10, inside the 5. And it looks like it's going to be down around the 1-yard line. Pachelny with a 59-yard punt and no return.
John Fetterspiel and one other Bishop Dwenger Saint, I didn't get the number, but we're down there to cover that kick. And this is the strategy, if you remember, that Bishop Dwenger ran against Snyder earlier in the year. Pachelny is really a good punter when he needs to.
That was an amazing boot. It spiraled, and with the wind behind it, got a little extra carry, but then a nice roll. From about the 15, it rolled all the way inside the 5 and then rolled down to the 1-yard line where it was downed. Leo starts from their own 1-yard line. I formation behind Klopfenstein. Tailback Hensinger up the middle of the field. He'll create a little bit of space as he crosses the 5 to the 6. A 5-yard gain for Hensinger will bring up a 2nd down and 5 for the Lions at their own 6-yard line.
Austin Burns and Frankie Yanko hit on that tackle, Brett, but Hensinger, perfect guy to have down there on the goal line. The way he runs and as hard as he runs, he's going to create space virtually every time, and that's what he did on 1st down from his own 1.
And the Leo Lions offensive line has really gotten a nice surge into that Dwenger defensive front to push them back as well. 2nd down and 5 from their own 6. Shotgun for Klopfenstein. Again, Hensinger up the middle. This time wrapped up right by the line of scrimmage. This time Hensinger thrown backwards. Saints weren't going to give him the same play with the same result 2 times in a row. Maybe a yard out to about the 7 where it's a 3rd down, and this is a big 3rd down for Leo because if they can't convert, they're going to have to punt from their own end zone. And remember, they already had a special teams play with a block kick on an extra point. Clock's down to 2:35 and running here late in the 3rd quarter. 17-15 Dwenger. 3rd down, almost 4 for the Lions. Quick drop, slant, ball is caught and pulled down. Gunnar Brown, he says it's a face mask. It'll be enough for a first down at the 13-yard line, and he may get 15 yards added to it.
Yeah, a flag came in for behind where the slant pass was completed, so somebody that could see the backs of the receiver and the defender. And there's a little conference going on by the three officials down there on that spot. We'll see what this is going to sort out to be.
It's a lot of faith in your senior quarterback to throw that quick slant. It's pass interference that's called against Dwenger. That penalty is refused, but a personal foul face mask will be accepted. 15 yards added to it. Multiple fouls on the play. And a face mask will put the ball out to the 28-yard line. First and 10 for the Lions.
It was just, even with all that, it was a great pass by Kloffenstein. I mean, it was going to be a first down no matter what, but being able to also tack on that big personal foul penalty on top of it is huge.
From the right hash, under center, Kloffenstein gives to the tailback. Hensinger, the workhorse, brings it left side and gets out to the 29. That's only a 1-yard gain. Dwenger had it defended well. And again, you've got Austin Burns coming up, making a hit to take down Hensinger. Second down and 9.
Boy, Brett, this third quarter seems to really be flying by. The first half just seemed to be kind of slow, but we are, inside 2 minutes in the third quarter, and these two gladiators are really going at it right now.
17-15, Dwenger, the 2-point lead. Leo the ball, second and 9. From their own 29-yard line. Play action, throw, right flat, open. Catch is made by Lambright, and he'll spin far sideline out of bounds. Enough for a first down, but there's a flag. A flag on the play right at the far sideline, about 4 yards in front of where Lambright made the catch.
Well, you don't think it's going to be pass interference because the receiver was
unless open. There was a pick play over there.
It's going to be defensive holding on Dwenger.
So another penalty against Bishop Dwenger. The flag laying at the 37. I think Lambright went out of bounds with enough yards to get the first down. In fact, they've got the football laying about a half yard in front of the first down stick.
Well, the options right now are being explained to the Leo Lions as to what they're going to do with
the hold.
Yeah, the ball, it looks like, was in fact, you're absolutely
declined.
Right.
I think defensive holding, I'm not sure that's a spot foul or if it's just a 10-yard march off. So they'll go ahead and take the play, which was a 10-yard gain. It's at the 39 where it's first and 10 either way for the Leo Lions. 1:26 on the clock, third quarter. Saints 17, Leo Lions 15. Leo in the all-white uniforms, purple letters and numbers, purple helmets with the football. First and 10 at their own 39. Sweep play on the pitch. It goes to Hensinger. He breaks away from a tackle at the 40, dives forward to about the 42. 3-yard gain for Hensinger. Second down, 7.
Landon Campbell on the tackle. Austin Burns also in on that tackle.
About a minute from the end of the quarter, we'll take a break, and clock winds down. It is second down and 7 from the 42. Ball is on the left hash. Getting under center will be Craig Kloffenstein. Single back behind him, Hensinger. A wing to the right side of the formation. Hensinger the handoff, cuts it back as he heads across the middle of the field. And he takes it out to the 45, picking up about 3 yards.
Landon Campbell with his second straight tackle. And I'm looking to see where Amon Clark is. I haven't found him. He's not playing defense now. And he was in on the last drive right before Dwenger went on offense, playing defense because the pass that went over the court, he looked okay.
Yeah, and of course he's, struggled with some bumps and bruises, ankles, knees throughout the year. So hopefully Clark is okay. But we have not seen him on the field. He's not out there defensively. Here's a sweep to the right, the pitch. Hensinger cuts it up just as he gets outside is right end of the interior line, and he gets popped near the marker for the first down. He gets to the 49, and let's see if they'll give him the first down. It is right at the stick. That'll be the last quarter, or last play of the quarter, so we'll take a break. 17-15, Bishop Dwenger leads it over the Leo Lions. You're listening to the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
When an injury knocks you out of the game, call Parkview Sports Medicine. Whether you're an aspiring pro or a recreational athlete, our team of orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, and athletic trainers will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sports-specific rehabilitation. Parkview Sports Medicine will get you back to the action quickly and safely because the game just isn't the same without you. Call Parkview Sports Medicine today at 260-266-4007 and make our team of expert physicians your dream team. We'll get you back in the game.
And now, your Crumpac Chevrolet starting lineup. Silverado, the benchmark of full-size pickups. Stronger, smarter, and more capable than ever. Impala, delivering refinement and efficiency in a full-size sedan for 50 years. Crumpac helps you get the most out of every gallon with the groundbreaking Cruise Eco, delivering 42 miles per gallon. The starting lineup from Crumpac Chevrolet. 930 East in New Haven, celebrating 44 years of helping the Fort Wayne area find new roads. Online at CrumpacChevy.com.
Now back to high school football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Welcome back to Zollner Stadium for the fourth quarter with the Judge Phil Houck, Ironbread Rump. Lions have the football, and it was a first down from their own 49. Leo, first and 10, trailing 17-15. Hensinger, the carry. Off right tackle. He's into Dwenger territory inside the Saints 45 to the 43.
Well, Hensinger,
9-yard gain.
Hensinger, who had 90 yards rushing in the first half, has added on to that nicely in the third quarter. And now in the first play of the fourth quarter, in a really tight football game, a 2-point lead for Bishop Dwenger, he is making it happen for Leo High School.
8-yard gain officially for Hensinger, where it is now second down and 2 from the Saints 43. Quick pitch, a sweep to the left coming up, and a huge play for Winklejohn, I believe, who came up and stuffed that sweep play. And is that Winklejohn or Burns?
I think that was Austin Burns.
It was, coming up from the safety. What job he's done in run support from that safety position.
Yeah, that's a great job. Brett, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 plays already in this drive. This drive started at the 1-yard line.
And they're at the Saints 45 and a half now after that loss of almost 2 yards. And a timeout's going to be called by Leo. We'll take a break with 10:53 remaining. 17-15, a 2-point lead for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. It's the high school football game of the week, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380. Okay, now I don't hear a commercial.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. Just like filling a medication prescription from your doctor, you have the right to choose who provides your physical therapy. And IPT accepts all insurance coverage. IPT is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and offers same-day appointments. With 14 conveniently located clinics, go to indianapt.com to find a clinic near you. Contact Indiana Physical Therapy to start your therapy today. Celebrating 27 years in business, Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice for physical therapy. Call 260-209-2464 or visit indianapt.com.
It's high school football presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
It is third down and about 5. Leo with the football at the Bishop Dwenger, 45 and a half. Shotgun for Klopfenstein. He's going to drop in the pocket, look to throw. Plenty of time, throws it deep. Left sideline, man-to-man, going up and almost making a catch on the second effort. Bo Carpenter, but the ball falls incomplete. Man-to-man with Effinger on the coverage, and he had safety help coming over. That will be an incomplete pass, and on fourth down, the drive will end as Leo will send the punting unit out on the field.
He almost came up with a great catch, Brett, but Effinger and Austin Burns also. Austin Burns, who made the tackle on the prior play, that time was playing pass defense, and they were able to tip the ball away.
But Leo, at least, out of that drive, flips the field. Starting from their own 1, they moved it to the Bishop Dwenger 45. Now the punt. Far sideline, Coffin corner. It does kick out of bounds inside the 10. Well, they'll put it right at the 10-yard line. That's a nice boot. About a 35-yard kick. And the Saints start from their own 10-yard line with 10:40 left in the game. And the Saints with a 2-point lead, 17-15.
Well, you're absolutely right about flipping the field, and I don't know if we're going to see Amon Clark out there or not, and that's big for Bishop Dwenger because he was their offense in the first half of this football game, and he hasn't had much of a chance in the third quarter, and he didn't appear at all in the last drive. So
the backup, Jack Harris, is a senior running back, 5'11", 180 pounds, and I think, well, now they put a different back in the backfield. Is that Will Salser?
Will Salser is in there.
Will Salser is in the backfield for the Saints. Shotgun Pachelny puts a slot left, which is the wide side, and Salser will get the carry. He spins, bounces, and keeps moving forward across the 15, and he'll take it out to about the 18. There's a flag flying in the air right where Salser was tackled, although he never did go down. It was just forward progress stopped out near the 18-yard line. An 8-yard gain for the Saints backup running back, Will Salser. And now there's the flag at the point where Salser was ruled down, and we'll see what this is. It's a penalty against the Saints.
Chop block.
It is a chop block. So they'll march it off.
That's
from the
penalty.
spot. Well, it's a spot foul. So with the flag 8 yards downfield, it's a 5-yard penalty.
I'm hearing now that it's not a chop block.
No,
the signal is similar. What that was helping the runner. So you had
the old actual push. Yeah. So that's what it was. I was going to say I've not seen that signal from a referee. I don't know.
He was down at the legs
doing a little push. Well, that'll be a 5-yard penalty from the spot. So it's first down and 7 from the 13-yard line. Shotgun Pachelny. Read option, fakes the handoff, and he'll try to pull a tackler to about the 15, gaining 2, but there's a flag right in the middle of that Bishop Dwenger offensive line. That's probably going to be a hold against the Saints.
So the Bishop Dwenger not doing.
Now that's a chop block. That's a chop block, yeah.
Wow.
You almost wonder if, because of the signal on the last play, if it made the officials think about it.
Yeah,
you know,
almost,
we're going to have to find this now.
It's pretty similar.
Yeah, one is the hands kind of cutting into the knees. The other one is the hands from the knees out.
Yeah. Which is a pushing motion, but
a little push, underhanded push.
A big penalty.
And the Saints creating some trouble for themselves here because they started this drive at the 10. Now they're going to be pinned back to about the 6 or 7 yard line. Looks like the 6. First and 14 now for the Saints. They'll spread the formation out, and it'll be a handoff to the tailback. Salser taking it up the middle of the field, fights to the 14, maybe the 15, where he'll gain close to 8 or 9 yards.
Well, if you're Bishop Dwenger, you want to get out of the shadow of your own goalpost, and in a close game like this, to protect that 2-point lead, you just want to not give up real easy good field position.
Salser is listed 6'2", 166, and it's another penalty against Bishop Dwenger for an illegal motion. So take the 8 or 9 yard gain by Salser off the board. An illegal shift moves it back to the 3 yard line.
Wow, mistake after mistake. That's 3 penalties now on the last 3 plays.
Started at the 10, they're back to the 3 with 9:44 remaining in our game. It's 17-15, a 2-point lead for the Saints. But Bishop Dwenger pinned back to the 3. 2 backs in the backfield, Pachelny in a shotgun. He's about 2 yards deep in the end zone. There's the snap, and he's going to look to throw over the middle. Caught by Zach Norton on the run. Norton gets a block, and now he's heading down the far sideline. 45, 50, tripped up by the shoestrings And that saved a touchdown. Norton a first down out near midfield for the Saints. A huge play, 47 yards, right when they needed it.
And Zach Norton is down on the far sideline, slowly getting up after that play, but that's a great big, just for field position, if nothing else, that was so important.
I think it was Taylor Garton that dove for the ankles of Norton as he was sprinting down that far sideline, just caught him by the heel to trip him up and take him down right at the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 Saints, a 2-point lead with 9:19 remaining in the game. Shotgun Pajelny from the right hash. The give will be to the running back up the middle. Here's Sulzer. He breaks away from one down inside the 30. 20-yard gain for Will Sulzer, and I don't know how they've got him 6'2" on the roster. He doesn't look anywhere near that tall.
I think it's Amon Clark running. I think they switched jerseys. It's got to be.
I was going to say, it looks like Clark. He's short, shifty.
I'm going to confirm that, but that is not Will Sulzer.
And, and Clark will head over to the sideline. And a timeout's going to be called by Leo. Jared Souter not happy with his defense right now, so we've got a timeout on the field with 9:13 left. 17-15, a 2-point Bishop Dwenger lead over the Leo Lions. This is the high school football game of the week, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
We're back to the field, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Well, we did get confirmation that wearing number 27 is Amon Clark, so there's no injury. Clark is out there on the field, and all the credit we've been giving to Will Sulzer, we now have to give to Amon Clark. 1st and 10 Saints. They have it at the Leo 30-yard line, and there's Clark. The handoff, he follows the right side of his line, got a lead block from Thea Cable and takes it for a 5-yard gain to the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 5 for Bishop Dwenger. The clock exactly at 9 minutes. Continues to run the Saints a 2-point lead.
Well, Brett, the only theory I could get out of the whole press box was that he must have torn his jersey and had to change jerseys, but we're all sure that that's Amon Clark.
There's not many that have the 5'6", 150-pound build that can carry the ball the way this guy does. And there's Clark up the middle. Nice gain inside the 20. There comes a flag right in the middle of the offensive line, and I think we're going to have another penalty called against Bishop Dwenger as Clark takes it down to the 16-yard line, but it's going to come back.
There's a big body down there, Jahan Allen, getting up slow and now limping off the field. That's the big defensive tackle. But the penalty goes against Leo. Face mask.
And I think Allen, I'm not sure if he plays both ways or just on defense.
No, he plays both ways.
That's what I thought. He's 343 pounds, and that is a big hole to fill, literally, on both sides of the football for Leo.
Well, he's under his own power coming off the field, but he is limping a bit.
So he might just be getting a break. The ball, the penalty was against Leo.
Yeah, it was a face mask call, and so Bishop Dwenger really in business here right now.
They're at the 11-yard line, trying to build on a 2-point lead. Shotgun for Pajelny from the right hash, 2 backs. Slot to the left, and the handoff. Clark hit at the 8, and then push backwards. Tried that spin move, and again, the Lions were right there to grab him and push him back the other way. Ty Castellon was the first Lion to wrap him up.
Yeah, credit Austin Rinker as well, another linebacker.
Take it to the 8-yard line where that'll be a gain of about 3 to 4 yards. 2nd down, we'll call it 6 from just inside the 8-yard line.
9 plays now on this drive. 8 of them have been run, just 1 pass, but that was a big pass play.
Shotgun Pajelny. He's got Receivers each side with a slot to the left, and again the option play. The pitch goes to Winklejohn, cuts upfield, dives inside the 5, and then goes down near the 1 or 2 yard line.
Right,
that's close to a first down, and it might be first and goal.
I think it is. Winklejohn almost just got tripped up at the 1 yard line. That was a real nice misdirection play, counteraction by Bishop Dwenger.
Talk about long drives, too. This actually started at the 10 and ended up being all the way back to the 3 before the Saints got things going on that big 47-yard pass play that got them out to midfield. And they're liable to finish this drive off now. They'll measure it. The sticks are on the field, and it looks like it's going to be just short. It's going to be just short.
Short by about a foot.
So now I'm trying to recall. This will be 3rd down and about a foot and a half to go from just inside the 2 yard line.
Yeah. So you got to, it's definitely, well, I don't know. Good field goal kickers. We'll see what. That's why Ernie Beaudraft gets the big bucks.
A big decision because you don't want to be stuck on the 2-point lead for sure.
You don't.
But Jelny will get under center on the 3rd down and about a foot to go from inside the 2. The I formation. And the give to the tailback, Clark. He will follow his big offensive line into the end zone. Touchdown, Amon Clark. And the Saints have taken an 8-point lead.
Well, that makes it all academic. And power I formation, something that old school Dwenger fans really love to see because that was the offense Dwenger ran for years. And, hand the ball to your tailback and let that big line do its work. And that's what they did. Peter Winklejohn, the lead back. Tough play to stop.
Winklejohn, a junior, plays both sides as the fullback and also a defensive linebacker, 5'10", 209-pound junior. He had a good lead block, and Clark just followed him through the hole on the left side of the line. Here's the extra point, the kick, a low line drive, splits the uprights, and the Saints have a 9-point lead, a huge extra point because it gives them a 2-score advantage with 7:13 left. We'll take a break. Another scoring drive presented by Best Deal Auto Sales. Don't forget, if you want to score on your next drive, get that car, truck, or SUV from a Best Deal Auto Sales location. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. The Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
When the time comes to choose a physical therapist, choose Mallers and Swoverland. After surgery, a sports-related injury, an accident, or for the rehabilitation from a medical condition. If you need physical therapy, tell your doctor your choice is Mallers and Swoverland. They address the problem, not just the symptoms. From issues like neck and back pain to workers' comp, they fully understand the importance of a proper recovery and rehabilitation of sports-related injuries. Mallers and Swoverland Orthopedic Physical Therapy. Your choice for results. Get more info by visiting msoptherapy.com.
Let's send it back to the field. Presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Back at Zollner Stadium, Brett Rump and Phil Hauk, our studio engineer Bryce Vance. We've got 7:13 remaining, and the Saints have extended a 2-point lead to 9, 24-15. And now they will kick off. And a little high pop-up kick toward the sideline. It bounces at the 30. Leo's able to jump on it. That could have been trouble, but the Lions will start 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. The Saints, an impressive 90-yard scoring drive, and it was actually even longer than that if you want to count where it had been backed up to, because the Saints got all the way back to their own 3.
3-yard line, absolutely, after 2 penalties had gone half the distance a couple of times. 3 minutes and 25 seconds, 12 plays.
So 24-15 the score. Leo starts the offense with a handoff to Hensinger. They stick with what they do. No panic in the Lions. And Hensinger only a 2-yard gain to the 32-yard line. This is where the Saints defense really has a chance to step up and finish this off. We've seen them do it in a couple of games this year, including the win against Snyder. When they got the late lead, they were able to shut the door on the Panthers. Throw, and The slot receiver, Gunnar Brown, makes the catch at the 40 and then squirts out to the 43 where it'll be a first down.
Zach Norton defending, but that was nicely delivered pass by Craig Klopfenstein. Neither one of these teams with a lot of success passing the night, but some of the passes that they have completed have come up big.
4 wide, option play to the left, Hensinger. He almost got caught up and then turned the edge. Hensinger, far sideline, gets into Dwenger territory and scoots all the way to the Saints 35.
Just refuses to come down. Just a great running back.
Almost 20 yards on that play.
You know, he's not shifty. He's pretty quick, but he is just a strong runner, and he just doesn't stop. And Bishop Dwenger is not wrapping up on their tackles, and he's taking a big advantage of that.
Good vision for Hensinger as well. He just seems to know where the space is, whether he has to take it wide or up the middle. Read option. Klopfenstein fakes to Hensinger, then runs it behind his right guard inside the 35 to the 32, maybe even the 31. Almost 4 yards for Klopfenstein on the carry. The clock will go under 6 minutes. They'll sit the ball at the 32-yard line, 2nd down and 7.
Well, and as you said, Brett, I mean, what Leo is not panicking here. They're just running their offense. But if you're Bishop Dwenger, the last thing you want to do is give up points quickly because you do have a 2-score lead.
4 wide with a slot each side. Drop, Klopfenstein, and again, Brown, the slot receiver, makes the catch. 25 inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Gunnar Brown is the slot, ran down about 7 or 8 yards and stopped, and Klopfenstein threw a strike. And Brown showed some quickness and acceleration as he made the catch to pick up about 6 or 7 yards after the catch. 1st and 10, Leo. They've got the ball in the red zone at the Saints 18-yard line. 5.5 left. 9-point game. Fake the jet sweep right, throw the pitch left, and there's no room for Hensinger. What a defensive play by Stegmeyer, coming up and taking away the edge and then throwing Hensinger to the ground at the 20-yard line. Loss of 2, 2nd down, 12.
Joe Stegmeyer made the initial contact, as you said, then Colin Burns cleaned it up. And, plays are very valuable at this point of game. We are now ticked under 5 minutes. It's a 2-score game.
Almost a nickel package in there for the Saints. Here's a drop, Klopfenstein, and he avoids pressure, and now he takes off running inside the 15 to the 13, push backward. That'll be a gain of about 7 yards for Klopfenstein. It'll bring up a 3rd down, somewhere near 5 yards to go.
Well, Klopfenstein was under all kinds of pressure on that play, but he's cool, and you can see why they have such a high opinion of him, why they missed him so much when he was out of the lineup, even though they continue to win football games. Great athlete.
4:15 remains in the game. A 3rd down and 5 from the Saints 13. Klopfenstein gets a snap, looks, throws again. Brown, there looked like contact before the ball got there, and there's the flags. That is the same play they've already completed twice on this drive. And that time it'll be a pass interference called against the Bishop Dwenger Saints, and now it is not an automatic first down. This may actually be 3rd down and short. Let's see where they march this.
I think it is going to be enough yardage for the
Yeah, it is.
down.
It's enough for a first down. They take it down to the 7-yard line. It's a 1st and goal.
And there wasn't much doubt about that interference call.
No. I was waiting for the flag to fly. I could have thrown it from way up here.
You know, and it wasn't a holding type. It was just contact.
Yeah, hit him in the back.
Yeah.
Tried to go through the receiver, really, and couldn't do it. 24-15 our score. 9-point lead for the Saints. But Leo, 1st and goal. 4:05 left. Handoff Hensinger up the middle. Hensinger, he smells the goal line and got close. Down to the 1. 6 yards up the middle for Tyler Hensinger. 2nd down and goal from the 1. And again, you've got to just appreciate the fact that Leo is not panicking. They aren't going to a 2-minute offense. They're running pretty much what they normally do. They're just doing it at a little faster pace. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Hensinger. Oh, he got hit as he tried to follow the right side of the line. Dwenger got penetration, no gain. Hensinger and Klopfenstein does not get in. Third down, goal. Ball still inside the 1 yard line. The clock continues to run down to 3:15. Leo in the huddle.
And Leo,
now they are taking some time.
Yeah, and they only have one timeout too, and they need to be having some.
They
urgency.
need 2 scores. They need a touchdown and a field goal if they're to win the game. They're inside the 1. They want the touchdown here. I formation. Quarterback sneak for Kloppenstein. They say he's in, and he is. Touchdown, Leo. 2:53 remaining. Lions make it 24-21. And again, they've not gotten any points after the touchdown. They had an extra point kick blocked, and they had a 2-point try that failed. Now they're going to try to kick a big extra point. Ben Von Guten is on to try to add the extra point. The hold will be Ryan Gauze. There's the set, the kick. It's up, and it is good. 24-22, 2:53 left. And now a decision for Coach Sauter. Trust the defense or try the onside kick? We'll find out his answer when we come back. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
Hi, I'm Charlie Momper from Momper Insulation. We've been around since 1956, and we're still the #1 name in insulation. Chances are you've seen us re-insulating the home in your neighborhood, where we blow insulation into the sidewalls and attic to make your heating and cooling more efficient. Give us a call and let's talk about all the insulation options we have available to help you save money. I know we can do the job for you. You've got my word on it. Call us at 432-7543.
It's high school football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
2 minutes, 53 seconds left. Leo has closed within 2 points, 24-22. And now the Saints expecting the threat of the onside kick. Only one man deep, that's Amon Clark. 10 Saints within 10 yards of the 50. And it will be an onside kick. Ball bounces. It's free. Leo's going to have it. Leo jumps on it at the 49 of Bishop Dwenger. Saints tried to come up and make the catch, went off their chest, and Leo was there to jump on the free football. And now the Lions have 2 minutes and 51 seconds, and all they need is a field goal. 24-22, and they've got a solid sophomore kicker who has range up to 45 yards, and he'll have a little wind at his back.
And Brett, there's a tremendous impact that took place, and there's a Bishop Dwenger player down on the field. It looked like Bishop Dwenger was going to do their job, but the ball bounced off of that up man just a little bit forward, and Leo was right on top of it. Great execution of the onside kick, and Leo really in business with 2:51. Now they only have one timeout left. That figures into this.
So now the injured Saint on the field, I believe, is the player who came up and tried to grab that kick on the bounce, and then he just got bulldozed and run over. So they're going to check on him. We'll take a break. You're listening to High School Football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380. Zach Norton, the injured Bishop Dwenger Saint. He's woozy, heads back to the sideline. He really got pounded after he came up to try to field that onside kick on the bounce. He was just run over by the Lions. And now the Saints defense out there without Zach Norton.
Yeah, Brett, that's a key player on the Dwenger defense.
from the Saints 49. Lions start the drive with 2:51 left. Here comes pressure. Kloppenstein stays on his feet somehow, throws near sideline, and almost jumping in front and intercepting it was Bishop Dwenger's David Obergfell, but it's incomplete. And plays being made on both sides that time, Judge, as Kloppenstein somehow escaped pressure, didn't go down for the sack, was able to get the ball away, but then Dwenger had a shot at intercepting it.
Yeah, they did. Obergfell almost came up with it, but Kloppenstein escaped 2 different sacks on that play where I thought he was going to go down for the big loss.
2:43, the clock stops on the incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10 at the 49. Leo's going to have to get to at least inside the 30 to try for a field goal. Drop for Kloppenstein. He is going deep. Right sideline, man-to-man coverage, and it's knocked away again. Obergfell, man-to-man on Gunnar Brown, near sideline, near the 15. Ball's knocked away, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10. And what's interesting, Judge, is that Leo was so impressive on that last drive because they did what Leo does. Ran the football and ran the football and used that offensive line and the running of Tyler Hensinger. Here they come out throwing, and now they're into a 3rd and 10 situation. 2:37 left. Dwenger up by 2. Lions run the reverse. Here comes Bonner. He's got space. 45, 40, 1st down as he gets collared at the 38-yard line. Nice open field tackle by Austin Burns, but the 11-yard gain is a 1st down and the chains move, and that was a huge play. Leo tried it in the first half, fumbled it that time. Bonner got free and got the 1st down. 2:27 on the clock. It's running here in the 4th quarter. Saints 24, Lions 22. Leo 1st and 10 at the Dwenger 38. Here comes a blitz. Leo picks it up. Kloppenstein keeps it up the middle. 1-yard gain to the 37. Not much room for Kloppenstein. The clock will run. 2:04, 2:03, 2:02.
Yeah, and you got to wonder at what point is the field goal range start.
It's the 37 where they're at right now. We're told that Ben Von Guten can kick it up to about 45 yards. Read option up the middle. Kloppenstein, he'll get it to the 30-yard line with 1:43 and the clock running. That's a 7-yard gain for Kloppenstein. Now it's 3rd down and about 3 to go. The ball just outside the 30. From here, it's a 48-yard attempt. We know he's got the leg to kick it from 45. He also has the wind at his back. Clock's down to 1:20. A 2-point game. Under center, Kloppenstein gives Hensinger, and Hensinger will be taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain. It's 4th down. In fact, a yard lost back to about the 31.5.
But that run got the ball directly in the middle of the field, too.
It did. This is interesting. What a decision for Sauter, and I think they're going to keep the offense on the field. With 50 seconds left to go. It's a 4th down and almost 3.5 to go. Ball's at the 31. They need the 28 and a timeout. With 46 seconds left, 4th down, 3.5 to go. We've got a timeout being called by Bishop Dwenger. 24-22. Saints lead it over Leo. Leo with 4th down at the 32. It would be a 49-yard kick, and that is tremendous distance for a high school kicker. There is a wind, a fairly brisk wind blowing that would be at the back of the Leo kicker.
Well, and if you're Bishop Dwenger, you know that your season turns on this play, as it does for Leo. And this is just a huge play. If they stop Bishop, or if they stop Leo on this play, game over.
I'd watch for that.
I was going to say there's only one timeout for Leo, so they can only stop the clock one time.
I would watch for that slant play where they run the slot receiver down about 7 yards, and he's had man-to-man coverage. Here it comes. 4th down, 3.5 to go from the 31. It'll be a shotgun for Kloppenstein. The game on the line with 46 seconds left. A drop. Kloppenstein is going to try to throw for it. Rolls. He's being chased. He gets across the 30. He's going to have a first down. Will the ball come free? No, they'll say Kloppenstein was down. I think they're saying he's down near the 26-yard line. And this could be huge. First down for Kloppenstein. The clock at 36 seconds. And a hurry up for Leo. Kloppenstein will line up. They'll spike it at 32.9 seconds. The ball spike stops the clock. They're at the 25-yard line.
So
that would make it a 42-yard kick.
And that we're told was within the range of Van Guten. And
this could be huge.
And they still
they still have the timeout left.
Yeah, 32 seconds left.
And they're going to save that probably for whenever they decide it's time for the field goal.
What a big play by Kloppenstein
to
escape the pocket. It looked like he was going down.
Cool as a cucumber. He dropped back, and the pressure came, never got phased, and then as the pressure was pushed away from him, he ran for the first down. Here's the snap. Give Hensinger up the middle inside the 25. He'll take it to the 22. 3-yard gain for Tyler Hensinger. And again, they're near the middle of the field. They're working the ball toward the middle of the field, it appears. 16 seconds, 15 seconds. It's running down to 13, 12. This might be it.
Yeah, this is it.
From this distance, it will be about a 39 or 40-yard attempt. The clock's down to 3. And there's the timeout with 1.8 seconds.
Boy, you don't even have time for a misplaced
Trusting
snap.
a sophomore to win the game. Ben Van Guten, a sophomore kicker, 5'10", 147 pounds. He will line up to kick close to a 40-yard field goal that could win the game for the Leo Lions, giving them only their 4th sectional championship in the school's history.
I think it's gonna be 39 yards. And how many kicks Van Guten has had this year, I don't know.
He's got the wind at his back. That's a big help, too, because the flag almost stretched out. It will be, actually, they're going to put it right on the 30, so it's a 40-yard attempt. The ball just inside the left hash. The hold, which is equally important, is Ryan Gauze. See if the Saints try to ice him. They've got timeouts left. They could take one here, and they will. They're going to try to ice him. Timeout, Bishop Dwenger. So we'll wait a little longer. The kick that could win the game for the Leo Lions. Saints 10-1, Leo 10-1. Saints a 10-game winning streak on the line. 7 of the last 9 years, the Saints have won sectional titles. The SAC champion looking to add another sectional trophy, which would be their 23rd. They have the 2-point lead, 24-22, but Leo lining up for a game-winning field goal.
Van Guten's longest attempt of the year is 34 yards. I have that, and so this will be his longest attempt of the season.
1.8 seconds on the clock. On 3rd down from the 22.5. It's a 40-yard attempt, and we have another whistle and another timeout. Dwenger will use their last one.
Why not?
Well, usually, I think in the pros, and I'm not sure about college, but I don't think you can use back-to-back timeouts. But Bishop Dwenger will use them here.
You can do it in college. I think they, because I've seen it happen this year, but they did change that rule in the NFL. But a lot of pressure on a freshman, or I should say a sophomore.
So the timeout, which will delay this kick for Leo. And, it's always fun to watch what they do to go through the routine. And the holder standing there kind of just talking with the kicker. He steps back and then steps back up.
Brett, no matter what happens on this play, what a tremendous football game. We've had the privilege of watching two gladiators go at it. And here we go.
The refuse to lose, and now a chance to win it for Leo. It's sophomore kicker Ben Von Guten. The set. It's down. The kick is up. It's got the distance. It's no good. It missed to the right. No good to the right. And the Bishop Dwenger Saints hold on and defeat the Leo Lions 24-22.
Well, you got a lot of stunned silence on this side of the field because we're on the Leo side, but on the other side, what a great football game. And Van Guten could not have missed that, but there was no doubt in the official's mind that it had gone wide right.
Had the distance too.
And the height.
Had the distance. It ends up wide right, no good. And what a game.
Wow.
24-22. The Bishop Dwenger Saints will head to the regional next week. They collect their 23rd sectional title, and the Saints will be on the road playing either Plymouth or Northwood next Friday night. Well, I'm going to catch my breath and get out of here, head to Pizza Hut. The judge, Phil Houck, will be coming back with your post-game wrap-up, including all the scoring details of this one. What a great game. The Saints improved to 11-1 with a 24-22 win over the Leo Lions. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.